Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we about to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing they only listen to Keyshawn and Hicks. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill. When we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Podium podcast. Yes, you have reached the home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host Aramis.
Melly Mac. 40 keys.
Every time. It gets me every time, bro.
That's my trademark now.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You can't not do that now. Yeah. So check it out, fellas. I've reached a point where I can hear no more. And I apologize to both of you. But I got to bring some levity now to this McDermott gushing that's been going on this week. Because there's been a whole lot of talk about should McDermott win Coach of the Year, and all. And like people are really upset that McDermott has not been getting the credit that he deserves.
It's your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because you finally give him credit. And they're like, oh, I give him a
little bit of credit.
He's got to be doing something right. That's what they say. If he's doing it, everybody's doing it.
That may be true. That may be true. But nevertheless, I must do what I always do and bring levity to the situation. So, can I just remind people we gotta relax with the McDermott for Coach of the Year, okay? And here's why. Every single time that we've seen Sean McDermott without Josh Allen, it has not looked great at all, right? Now, you guys might say, okay, well, you give any coach a good quarterback and he's going to do well. You're making my point for me, essentially, right? You look at Belichick. What has he been without Tom Brady? Exactly. Doodoo. He's dookie juice, right? Bruce Arians without Tom Brady. Bruce Arians without Kurt Warner in Arizona when they went to the Super Bowl. So a good coach can only do so much without a great quarterback. And when you have perhaps an all-time great like a Josh Allen and you're doing all of this winning, it's one thing to say that Sean has coached this team this far, and it's another thing to say that this team has had all of this success because of Sean McDermott. I mean, we gotta be careful with that statement as a whole when we just give a head coach all the credit when we've seen now the whole debate between is it Belichick or is it Brady the reason that the Patriots are having all the success. That question was answered, people. So we got to get off of that, okay? I'm not saying Sean hasn't done a good job this year of doing what a head coach is supposed to do because he's put the right people in the right places, and those are the people that have been the difference in terms of why the team is better this year as opposed to other years. I think this is perhaps the most complete team the Buffalo Bills have ever had in it, like as a whole, under Sean McDermott, and even during the drought, right? So that is saying something. But it's taken 7 years to get here. And usually with most coaches, they don't get this long to get it right. So in my mind, it's Super Bowl or bust. And I personally don't need a Super Bowl win.
I do.
That's cool. That is it. I want a Super Bowl win, but I think in terms of giving Sean McDermott credit, I think if I'm going to start respecting him as a head coach the way that other people might, I need to at least see us get to the Super Bowl, because what that does is that gives him one more thing yet to accomplish next year. In terms of, okay, now you got to go win it. You've shown that you can get there. Not everybody wins it their first time there, so I can't really hold that against him. He's never been there before. Now, he's been there before with other teams. we got to see what he's learned in terms of experience with those other teams and how that translates to his performance in a Super Bowl. Because we've seen how his experience translates in the playoffs. It's taken him this long to get to the point where he understands he's had to do what he's done this year. Now the next step from here is, okay, what's this going to look like in the playoffs, right? If it looks the same in the playoffs, then it becomes, okay, now let's see what it looks like in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay taking it step by step with Sean. As long as we see continuous progress and consistent progress, I'm fine letting it ride out. The only thing I cannot tolerate is we get to another big game. We get to the Detroit game, and we're not going for it the way they're going for it on fourth down. And all of a sudden they end up beating us because they went for it twice on fourth down, and we went for it 0 times on fourth down because Sean wasn't comfortable putting his offense on, leaving his offense on the field to try and make a play. He wanted to try to win the game with his defense. That cannot be tolerated in the regular season or in the playoffs. I'm sorry. You need to coach to win the way you did with the Chiefs, and you need to do the same thing the rest of the season. Do whatever it takes to win, and I'll be fine with that.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say he needs to be fired if they lose, but I mean, for me at this point in time, we've seen divisional so many times. We've heard doing things the right way so many times. I mean, that's a rope in itself that he's been given a lot of slack, a lot of leeway. When you have this roster, when you have this construct that you have now, when you might lose Joe Brady, the time is now.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is 28, 29 years old right now, so you're talking about, do I think he's an end-all be-all? No, I don't. But I think that obviously, like you said, with a great quarterback, which he is, it's almost like you got the sands of time, and it's almost time to flip that hourglass back over again because we're running out of time. It's cute to get to the playoffs every year. It's cute to do this. If he wasn't going to get Coach of the Year after the 2020 season, anything sort of a Super Bowl year, anything sort of the number one team in the league, I don't think he's going to get it. So for me at this point in time, Coach of the Year is it's almost humorous to even consider it. I don't even care anymore because, like I said, if I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't give him the same treatment I give Josh Allen. Yeah. I don't care about Coach of the Year the same way I don't care about MVP. I want a Super Bowl. Yeah. And to get to the Super Bowl, and he was talking. It was funny we were making it. You'll laugh at this because we were talking about. You guys want to get together to build and make it to the Super Bowl. Obviously, we get together anyway. I said, I ain't going. She's like, you got to. I said, no, I ain't going. I said, because I need to be there in my thoughts, in my dark place, zeroed in. She's like, well, I said, okay, I'm going to wear my earmuffs. So I can hear. I'll just be sitting there just looking at the TV. I'll be talking whatever. I won't hear nothing. If I got to cry, I'm going to cry in peace. Yeah. I think, I told y'all this before. I've never been more scared of success than something I have no control over. Yeah. When my team goes there, I have to sit there, and I'm at the whim of the TV, of the team, of McDermott, of Josh Allen. Any interception is magnified. Any fumble is magnified. Any fourth down magnified. Why was the hang time not 4.5? It was only 4.4. Right. What are we doing out here? Dang, Keith. And that's how my mind works, because I'm like,
there might be some more stuff behind this you need to deal with before you.
But see, when you talk about the business side, you talk about me as a manager or whatever. I'm like perfection. I need everything tight and all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted. You can't even be human anymore. And I don't want to ruin your experience. Obviously, I'll be there if we go. I'll be there if we don't. But I don't want to ruin your experience because you guys got joy. For me, I'm like, how I'm like this. I'm always analyzing stuff. I'm always looking at stuff, and I can't enjoy it. When we were at the game with Mel, I'm like, man, we're too low. I can't see everything from here. I can't. Everybody's having a good time, but I'm like, I can't see everything.
Yeah, that's how I be at games live. I need to. I need peace so I can focus and think about what I'm seeing. And
I'm like, man, why is the shoelace so tight that way? I can't. I got a problem.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
So I have to agree with you, bro.
Wow.
I have to agree with you because the point that you made, like, not just in football. Think about it, even in basketball, like the great Phil Jackson. Who did he have? Michael Jordan. He had Kobe. Yeah. Like, you look at all these coaches, they all had elite quarterbacks. They had great quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. So I agree. Like, I don't want to say he definitely deserves the Coach of the Year, blah, blah, blah. But it's a combination of McDermott and Josh Allen.
100%.
Right? Just like it was with Brady and Belichick. Like, it's never, to me, I've never seen just a coach go with, like, a dookie squad and just make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been some type of elite presence there. But, the crazy thing is, I should be like Keyshawn when it comes to the MVP and the Coach of the Year, but I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, you care. I know.
So here's the thing. To me, and we probably all agree, might not like to say it, but
Okay.
Andy Reid is a better coach. Andy Reid has no coach of the years with the Chiefs.
Ooh, that's a good point.
How you win 2 Super Bowls
Yeah.
and you don't have a coach of the year on the Chiefs, and you got Pat Mahomes. Now, he has won, granted, with the Eagles.
Yeah.
He's won coach of the year with the Eagles, I think in 99. But he ain't win nothing in Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's the man in KC, and he ain't still ain't getting an award. So to me, I don't value the coach of the year award as much as I value the MVP. The reason why I value the MVP more is because I was watching a clip on Shady, and Shady took the words out of my mouth, man. Like, I feel like he was in my head. He says right now he takes Josh Allen over Drew Brees, over Ben Roethlisberger,
Yeah.
over Eli Manning, over all these guys. And he's like, here's the thing. He said, I know Josh is better. But when it comes to conversations, if he don't have any hardware,
Yep.
it's hard to put him up front because is he better than Eli? Yeah, but Eli got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, but ask me about that.
No,
Ask me about that.
Just keep going.
No, your brain would explode, wouldn't it? Because you like on one hand he's giving Josh mad credit, on the other he's discounting the Eli Manning passes. Josh credit, Eli. What do I do? Which one is
No,
the
they're in the same. They're in the same hall. They're in the same boat.
No, they're not,
Eli and
because
Josh Allen.
one got hardware, one don't. And I'm going with
Well,
one ain't
I
got no
just mean
hardware.
in terms of like they're both great because like they're both.
Eli,
Yeah, I mean,
they're both better than Drew Brees.
I don't. I
See,
mean,
I would take Drew Brees over Eli.
Well,
would too.
okay, hold on. Who has
take-
more Super Bowls, Eli Manning or Drew Brees?
I would take Drew Brees over. I'd probably take Drew Lock over Eli Manning.
Well, you, sir, would be stuck with 0 Super Bowls at that point. But I'm just saying that just.
But
to
at least
dig
he
in,
knows
but-
what's the name. He knows what was that rap he was rapping. Remember, Drew Lock was on the sidelines when it was rookie year. They caught him on the sideline doing. He was rapping the words to some. I forgot what it was. But no, seriously. I mean, no. To your point, what you said though, I kind of mean I'm being tongue in cheek, but I'm serious. You know, if I go what I think, MVPs don't mean nothing. You can look on the field and say Josh is better than almost everybody we've seen, already, but, I think I look at it like this. If we're talking about coach of the year, Josh and Sean, where does Babbage fit in? Where does Brady fit in? Are they the arms and legs? There got to be appendages. They got it's a body here.
Right. Like it's a whole, like it's collective. Like it's not just the head coach. It's the offensive coordinator. It's the defensive coordinator. Like all that collectively. But like I don't know, man. Like I feel like those other quarterbacks, they will always be talked about. Their legacy will always be known because they have some type of hardware, whether it's an MVP or a ring.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid if Josh doesn't get that, people are not going to value him as much as he should.
Right. He won't.
And
be
I
in the
think
conversation.
it's a knock on Josh because again, just like we're talking about, you can't put it all on the coach. At the same time, we can't blame Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He don't play defense.
Right.
How many MVPs does Mike Vick have? One.
I don't think Mike did he win the.
I don't think he had any of them.
Exactly.
he had one.
Exactly. We still talk about Mike Vick because of what? His flair,
Right.
his gameplay, his arm strength, his memorable. He has nothing, but he's memorable.
But will that get him into the Hall?
Oh, Josh's numbers will get him into the Hall, but what I'm saying is his legacy
I said okay.
it's not going to be
Well,
defined by his MVP. His legacy is
yeah.
going to be defined by what you've already seen and what we're going to see going forward.
I get the point. I think.
that's a good point.
Yeah, I think the caveat king. Here I come again. I think the only
Keep it to yourself. Keep it to
Well,
yourself.
no,
you got to do
if
it.
I'm looking at the situation between the two quarterbacks, I'm saying, okay, Mike Vick really one of one in terms of the era he played with that skill set in, and there being anyone else in the league like him at that time. There wasn't. There's like 3 or 4 different Josh Allen types in the NFL right now that I could name. You know what I'm saying?
Past, like Cam Newton.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Well, I don't think so. I'm not going to argue the point, just to argue. But see, this is my thought process with Josh. If you look at a guy that who was it? Was it Kevin Hart? Who was that said it was a play of the year? The run, the 26-yard run that he had to end the game on the night
said
game.
it was
for the fifth KC. I mean,
He said it's play of the year.
I
That
saw
run.
a lot of people nationally said that should be
It's play of the year.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people.
But then you look at Mahomes. What they say about him? No look passes and stuff like that. Excitement. To me, Josh Allen is likened to like a Steph Curry level kind of quarterback. You know, he does everything for flair. He does everything as off target. It's not normal.
Yeah.
You know, is he a great traditional quarterback? No. But for what he does, we haven't seen it before. Especially from, I'm sorry to say it, from a white quarterback. We haven't seen this. He's one of one.
Yeah.
You know, everybody expects Lamar Jackson to run a 4-3. Everybody expects Cam Newton to get up and say, I'm back. Everybody expects this, that. But when you see a white guy do that, nobody expects that.
Yeah, that's true.
This is uncharted territory.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I kind of draw back on the Josh Love, because I take that into account. We've never seen this before. Like, I can't compare him to nobody because I've never Jeff Garcia? No. I mean, who are you going to compare him to?
Right. Yeah.
And now to the Super Bowl point though, if we go,
You gotta win it.
nah, like I'm like you.
Yeah.
If I get there, oh man, we did it.
Right.
Right? Like I know, and don't get me wrong, I do want the ring.
Yeah.
But just going to the bowl, oh
Right.
my God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said it before. I think Andy Reid is the best coach, but I wouldn't mind a Kyle Shanahan. Now, Kyle Shanahan, he's been there, but he's never won it.
Exactly.
I would love McDermott to be on that level.
Right. Because
Again-
Shanahan is like that upper echelon of coach where anybody in the league would be happy to have him. Can you say that now about Sean McDermott? I don't know.
Now for Key's point, it probably would drive Key crazy. Like, man, we've been there 3 times and we ain't won yet. Like, it would drive him crazy. But the fact that we're even in the conversation, to me, because to me, like at the end of the day, it's Super Bowl is one game.
Yeah.
It's not all about skill. It's not all about preparation. Sometimes it's about the
Chance.
best. The chance. The best team at that time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That could flip.
Yep.
I don't care what your record is. I don't care what you did that year. When they come to that Super Bowl, any of those teams could win
Yep.
easily. So, like, to me, just going is just like a relief. Like, yes, I know that I have confidence that this man and this quarterback can do this.
Exactly.
They can get the ring because they've gotten there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I would rather have a head coach that has shown that he can get to the Super Bowl several times and not win it than to have a coach that just can't get past one team in the playoffs.
I just got nauseous, but okay.
No. I'm not.
That would
got
drive
lightheaded.
Key.
I mean, okay,
That
if you had to pick one though, would you rather have Sean McDermott that can't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs ever, or would you rather have Sean McDermott that got to the Super Bowl twice and couldn't win it?
I don't even want to go through the first one. I don't.
I
don't.
His stomach is already dropped.
Yeah, I don't. Like, I don't want to get to the place again where it's like, we know what's going to happen.
Right.
We've seen this movie before.
Right.
That's what they were saying in 92, 93. We've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
And that's when Bruce Smith, we're back, all that nonsense, because they knew both the world hated them.
Right.
Because the world knew they counted them out. You're a formality. You're taking somebody else's place. I don't want to be that team. Then on the 5th try, they finally won. Wow, because they finally gave them one. Everybody thinks NFL scripted already.
Okay, so you bring up an interesting concept because me and Max saying what we are saying now, and you bringing up that this is exactly how people were talking back in the 90s when the Bills were going to the Super Bowl and had chances to go to the Super Bowl. Is that mindset an issue if it doesn't happen after 2 times? You get what I'm saying? Like we've gotten to the place now as a fan base where, all right, look, if you show us one more time that you can't beat the Chiefs, we starting to go sharpen our pitchforks. You know what I'm saying? And it took us 7 years to get to that point because we had 17 years of nothing, right? But I think the Super Bowl conversation might be something, which ends up being the same, where if we get to the Super Bowl this year and lose it, now it becomes, okay, we ain't got to worry about the Chiefs no more. We've shown we could do that. Now it's the Super Bowl. Now we got to get back to the Super Bowl. How many more years are fans going to put up with that and tell everybody else to just be thankful that we have a team that is that we can, depend on to be in the Super Bowl every year? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that mindset a problem now because of how it can kind of grow like a virus with every next step that this team takes?
It's an illness. It's an illness because you think about what you just said. Why has McDermott been here for 7 years? Because think about the last 17 years. So we go to the Super Bowl 3 straight times and lose again. Hey, it's been 30 years since we've been to the Super Bowl. Just be happy. I don't want to hear that. Just be happy. I don't want to just be happy because it's a loser's mind state. Just be happy. When you say anything, you say just, you lost.
Right.
You know, and for me, like
you lost the fight. Just be happy you didn't die.
Right. Okay. Well, you're right. You're right. I can't walk anymore, but you're right.
Right. Exactly.
You know, I'm tired of the gratitude mind state. Like, thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this moment. I'm humble. I don't want to be humble. I'm tired. I'm so tired of being humble.
Yeah.
But the flip side, though, is, okay, so you don't want that because that's the illness. What about teams like the Cowboys? Or what about teams like the Lions, who was terrible and now they're good? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's 32 teams in the NFL. Yeah. So you're trying to say all those 31 teams that don't win a Super Bowl is failures?
Yes. That's how I look at it.
That's crazy.
That's how I look at it.
How are you a failure because you didn't get to the
well, okay,
that'll make you a failure.
What is your goal though? No, what is your goal?
Well, here's the thing. Well, let me
not
say
yours
this.
per se.
No.
Yeah.
But let me say this though. So for me, I stopped that mindset. I no longer make goals. Because when you make goals, you limit yourself to those goals that you made. So, for example, A says, "I want to be, I want to be a millionaire," right? So he's looking to be a millionaire. So opportunities that may come, it may make you a billionaire, right? But you're looking at, that's going to take too long. I want the millionaire, right? Or let's say you set your goal for this. Once you meet that goal, now what?
See, okay,
now you got to set another one. So for me,
okay, I think I get what you're saying.
I don't set goals. I have a mindset. My mindset is to whatever I do, I get better. My mindset is always to be better. Because if you've always been better, there is no ceiling. I can go as far as my mind takes me because as long as I'm getting better, I'm not failing. I'm not losing.
Right.
See, this is my goal, my thing for that, because I'm with you on the million versus billion, because in that regard, my goal is a million, but I'm not going to stop when I hit that if I know I can go further.
But if you make it a goal, you got to make another goal when you
right,
reach
and that's
one.
what I do. That's what I do. But see, the thing is, that sometimes that motivates you. But in the NFL, how many times have we seen teams go from first to worst or worst to first? Yeah. Just because we made it this year, who knows where we're going to be next year? Who knows? You know, who knows? Well, and that's how I look at it. Now, I'm in that moment. I got to seize it now because this might be my last shot. That's how I look at it.
And so that I think right there brings out what everybody kind of needs to focus on with the Bills, which is this is their game plan. Their game plan is to be competitive every season. They didn't go into this saying our goal is to win a Super Bowl. They went into this saying the first goal, like you said, millionaire, the first goal is let's be competitive every season. Let's do everything we can to set ourselves up to be competitive every season. They did that by acquiring Josh Allen. Right? That instantly fixes the whole can you be competitive every season? Yeah, you got an all-time great quarterback, you're going to be competitive every season, no matter what, as long as he's here. But what that does when you don't achieve every team's goal, as you said, of getting to and winning a Super Bowl is what we're experiencing now, which is, okay, man, we got an all-time great quarterback. When is it going to happen? It's like we're almost going through what Matt Stafford and the Lions, fans went through when they had Calvin Johnson and they had all these great players and they were, getting to the playoffs and getting knocked out in the first game or the second game where like they just couldn't get over the hump. I think it comes down to this. We know that this team's plan is to be competitive every season. So we kind of, in a sense, we have to let go of, if we want to keep our sanity, we have to let go of what we've seen other teams do, which is, because the other side of this is, if you go into your team build or you go into your job with a franchise of we want to win a Super Bowl, well then the next step from there is, okay, what's your plan to win a Super Bowl in the next however many years? You know what I'm saying? And I think what we saw the Rams do, where they saw an opportunity and they said, okay, what do we need to get us to a Super Bowl and win it? Well, we need an elite pass rusher and we need an elite playmaker at wide receiver to take some pressure off the quarterback. They went and got those two things. They got there, and those two players specifically helped them win a Super Bowl, right? So that's an example that you can point to and say, okay, they decided our goal is to win a Super Bowl. Forget realizing that we have a good young team and we can build with these guys and we can, spread this out over several years. Man, listen, Aaron Donald thinking about retiring, Whitworth thinking about retiring, McVay thinking about retiring. Man, we got to go get this thing right now. There are some teams that when they hire a GM, their mindset is, as an owner, I want a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. Okay, well, then you end up like what you got with the Jets, where you go all in, you get as many great pieces as you can, you draft well, and then you go after the one piece you think is going to put you over the top. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think those are the two windows that we sit between in the house when we're thinking about what we want as a franchise. You either are going to have a franchise like the Steelers and the Bills, who are trying to build for longevity and consistency as far as being competitive, or you got your and I'll even put the Lions in this category too, because Ben Johnson is gone after this season. He's gone. I don't know of any franchise that's not going to want that guy after what they've done on offense this season. But you can put the Lions in the category with the Rams. You can put them in the category with Jets. You can put them in the category with you can even put them in the category with the Texans, going out and getting Steph Diggs. That's not a move you make if you don't think you got a real shot at a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Even as a young team, they saw a window. Okay, we'll trade to go get that player. They didn't need to do it. They didn't need to do that. They could have used those picks to go get two young dudes to continue to build with. So all of this is to say, I'm starting to understand that place and kind of just sit in that place and just not pick a side. You know what I'm saying? Because for my sanity, I would want the Bills to have a plan to win a Super Bowl, because that's what I want. Knowing that that's not their plan, everything they do is going to drive me nuts. So why even beat my head against that wall? Right. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's a cleaner look for me to just kind of sit back and be like, all right, well, let's see if it happens. You know what I'm saying? And if it does, great. If it doesn't, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why it didn't happen. Right. I understand the consistency bit, but here's the other part of it too. Do we see the Amari Cooper move as a realization that we have a shot this year when we didn't think we were going to at the beginning of the season? Or do we see the Amari Cooper move as we just need this to make the team competitive? Because based on the trajectory of where we're going, this season could go real bad if we try to just roll with what we got. What do y'all think about that?
What you got, Matt?
So I think that was at the time when we got Amari, we wasn't hitting on all cylinders on offense, right? And I think we're hitting now, but I don't think it's because of Amari Cooper. It's just a coincidence that by the time we got on track, Cooper's in the building. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was kind of a little bit of a desperation move, because it's like, hey, whatever we doing is not working. Mm-hmm. So we need to do something different, because what we're looking at and what's happening right now, I don't think it's sustainable, and it doesn't look good. So we need to save face, like we need to do whatever we can to try to incorporate some type of change. Yeah. Whether it works or not, at least they can't say we didn't try. Right. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was an attempt to change something that wasn't looking good. But like I said, my overall opinion, I don't think because he got here, he was the difference. I just think it was a coincidence. Like I said, they got to where they needed to be, and he was on the team. Okay.
Key, what you think?
No, I still contend. I'm with Mac in a sense. It was a face save. They saved face.
Sprinkle a little bit of CYA on it. You know what I'm saying?
I really think it really was. It was definitely a sprinkle. No, it was a little dab of CYA.
Flexi on that. Bah!
Yeah, just
dollar daisy.
because they knew they screwed up. You know, and you've been saying it. I thought about it because who were we playing on Sunday? The Rams.
Yeah.
Who did they play last Sunday?
49ers.
Nah.
Who the Rams played last Sunday?
Saints.
Saints.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
This is incriminating. And I think it was Leak in the comments didn't agree with my take that Josh isn't a great traditional style quarterback. You can't say that this year. You cannot make an argument. This is his worst season as a pro.
Yeah.
So
numbers wise, yeah.
Numbers wise. Well, yeah, numbers wise. But the thing is, when we were talking about MVP, I was going to make this point, but I said I'll just say it because the MVP for Josh Allen to me means nothing, and this is why. It's not a motivator for him. See, I have to watch a guy in Denver named Nikola Jokic. Mm-hmm. He's MVP anytime he wants to be and doesn't care about it. My thing is if you had Jokic, now if you had Josh win an MVP with the most boring season he's played, we'll say. Mm-hmm. Normally you're like, yo, I did something right. Let me keep doing that. Mm-hmm. Josh be like, I was boring as hell. I don't want to do that no more. Right. Let's razzle dazzle this up. Yeah. But I don't think Brady has it in his wheelhouse. We've seen it at LSU. We saw it at Carolina. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's his wheelhouse because he's not doing it. Evident by watching MVS play. Watching what MVS does, even if he drops the ball, taking the top off the defense 6'4", you got to respect that. Yeah. But clearly we don't want that. We went and got Amari Cooper, who's really not a top taker offer. I don't know how you say it. He's not a deep threat. I mean, he's adequate. You know, he's a name. But other than that,
Madden still has him as a deep threat. I don't understand that. Amari Cooper.
No, Madden. I don't even look at that crap no more because
you can't.
They be just smacking stuff. Yeah. I'm like, how does this go to him? Man, get out of here.
DK's a route runner. What? No.
Next thing you know, MVS is sure-handed. What? Whoa! Is this from Temu?
He is for the Saints.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, see, that's the thing, and I'm thinking like, okay, in Buffalo, it just goes back to the offseason. What are we trying to build? So to add to your point, no, I think there's something else that we're going to talk about later, evident by the thumbnail, hint, hint, that does lend to their Super Bowl aspirations.
Well, let's get into that because Laura's asking maybe the Hyde move proves we're thinking about the big game.
Yeah,
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think this move really. Well, you know what? As I think about it, and after the conversation that we've had so far, I think this about the Hyde move. I think to some degree, Sean and Babbage know the safeties are not. How can I say this? They're not fully prepared mentally for what they're going to encounter in deep in the playoffs. Yes. Rap saw playoffs last year, right? And I think Rap saw playoffs with the Rams, right? Mm-hmm. So he's seen that. Hamlin was here for the 13 seconds game, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was he was on the team for that point. Yeah. So that's right. He was not here for the AFC Championship game, but he was here for 13 seconds the following year. I think it was the following year. Mm-hmm. But anyway, long story short, I think this move brings a guy into the classroom with them.
Exactly. That
can teach them the nuance of playoff caliber football at the safety position in this defense.
And we talked about this in the beginning of the season at length, and I said it. I said Hyde will be back, and he will not play. Yeah. Hyde is going to come back as a player coach.
Yeah.
He will suit up.
That's what we said.
And Hamlin, who is what? Better than what people expected. Mm-hmm. Rap, better than what I expected. He's actually really coming on lately. Why would people want to change that up for a name? You want to, as you've said, this man's one hit away from serious health issues.
Right.
I mean, if you know what, this is what I did, and I'll pull it up because this has gravity towards what we're talking about here.
That's a good point. Real quick, Lindsay says, now, mind you, the Saints have nothing to prove, so they can play with reckless abandon, score points, and still lose a game when it comes to.
Yeah. So I think that's to me, the way they're using MVS, to me, that's all they can do because they can't have an offense like we have.
Yep.
Where they can, take something small or take something little or take whatever. They have to go for the big plays because if they don't, they're not putting up no points.
That's true. That's true. All right. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say because we're going. We'll say we know Rapp is not going off the field. We know that. So really, it comes down to Hyde versus Poyer. So what I did was I compared Micah Hyde's last year in Buffalo to Damar Hamlin's year this year. I mean, if you look at it, the only thing that Micah Hyde was better than Damar Hamlin at from his last year in Buffalo to Hamlin's first year this year starting was interception yards. He got him by 5 yards. Same 2 interceptions. Hamlin's already got more tackles than Hyde. He's got more fumbles recovered. He's got the same number of sacks. He's got more pass breakups. He's got, I mean, you look at the numbers. If you just take the names off, you would swear it'd be reversed. Because if you look at the completion percentage against, Damar Hamlin, 68.6, Micah Hyde, 70%. If you look at the rating against, quarterbacks rating against is 100.7 for Hyde, 97 for Damar Hamlin. Depth of targets the same. Hyde blitzed more times, had no sacks. He has more pass breakups, but he had a higher missed tackle percentage.
So basically, Damar Hamlin is as good as an over-the-hill Micah Hyde.
Right.
So
that's what I'm getting at.
I kind of wonder. So perfect segue to this. So I don't know if it's just eye test or it's just he doesn't look the way we want him to look.
That's it. That's it.
But rated all the free safeties, he's like 5th.
Yeah.
Is he
NFL.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Matter of
He's
fact,
way up there.
the 2 top safeties right now are Xavier McKinney. He has 45 tackles, 7 interceptions, and 1 sack.
He gave up a big play last night.
And then Joseph on the Lions, 7 interceptions, 41 tackles.
He's a beast.
Those are the top 2 free safeties. But other than that, bro, it's like Jesse Bates, 2 interceptions, 44 tackles. Mar, 51 tackles. So, like, he's not a bad safety. He's actually voted in the Pro Bowl. Like, he might go to the Pro Bowl.
Wow.
So, like, I don't know what it is. To me, I think it's just we're so used to seeing dominant Poyer and Hyde, and it's like, all right, but you're not Poyer and Hyde.
Right.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean he's bad.
Yeah.
He's just not what we're used to.
Yeah.
You like Ali and the Temptations. You can't be David Ruffin. Ain't nobody better than Ruffin. But that's the thing, like, and this is what I always get at. People chase names. People chase what other teams have. And that's what the Bills front office does. That's why we spend all this money on stuff.
Yeah.
If we went and said, let's cultivate our own. Maybe it's not Damar Hamlin. He's depth. Look at that. Top 5. You tell me we could do better than that? Yes, let's try it. Shoot for it.
Right.
And let's not talk about how garbage this person is or that person is, because we're not qualified all the time to do this. Our eyes tell us what we want them to see, because our eyes are attached to our brain. Our brain has preconceived notions, and your preconceived notion says, well, Damar Hamlin ain't Ed Reed. He ain't Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
He ain't so he's trash. He's not Hyde and Poyer. But guess what? Hyde and Poyer, when they played independent of themselves, they weren't the same. They had to play together.
That's true.
So Rapp and Hamlin are maybe the new iteration. Nah, I'm not saying that, but maybe the new version of what we've seen in the last 7 years.
Well, yeah, because so when Hyde and Poyer first got here, they weren't Hyde and Poyer year one.
No.
You know what I'm saying? 2018, they weren't like they were pretty good safeties.
Yeah.
And they didn't get the team killed. And then they evolved into Poyer and Hyde.
And they got comfortable.
Right. They got
defense.
comfortable in the defense. They were used to being out there, and all of a sudden they started to get the nudge from the coaches. All right, y'all got this down. Y'all know the stuff. Go out there and make some plays now. Go out there and take some chances.
Yeah.
So maybe this is that next wave of guys that we got to start getting used to. It's quite possible. I mean, based on the numbers that Hamlin is putting up and Rapp is putting up, listen, as much as we can sit here and say that the system that these two safeties play in is built for them to do well, not every safety, like we haven't seen every safety come into this system and play well. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen every single person that's lined up as safety. Like Cam Lewis wasn't. He wasn't as good as Damar Hamlin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Would you like to have Jaquan Johnson back? Would you like, that's the kind of stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, because Hamlin had to play next to these guys.
Right.
When he was figuring out, he had to play. So now you see a comfort level where he's actually telling people what to do. Rappers, it's a communication that they have in that back seven that I don't want to lose. And people are like, well, this is Madden. Let's go ahead and plug Hyde back in. And don't worry about the fact he hasn't been on the team for the last. We talked about it. You said he didn't take any steps we know of, and I laughed about it when you said that. But, for real, like you can't just jump on the NFL field and say, I got this.
Right. So they did report in practice in practice he actually played the opponent's running back.
Yeah. He talked about that in his presser.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, when you get to that point, and my pop has talked about this before. When you get to that point, there's a pretty serious itch, especially right after you get out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to have an opportunity to come back to any degree and be around the guys and still get out on the practice field and on the regular field and run around, and you know what I'm saying? Like he knows he can't pop the way he used to pop, you know what I'm saying, because of the injury stuff, but this is huge for him being able to just get out there, like from a mental standpoint, because when you go from constant travel, constant on the road, and you got this little pocket of time where you get to get out and go on vacation, and then all of a sudden, all year round becomes the vacation. Mm-hmm. That's a huge change for a player. Yeah. You know what I mean? So this opportunity for Hyde, and I strongly believe he's going to end up being a coach with us in the next, 2 to 3 years. He's just going to become a coach. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is huge for. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he got this opportunity. And listen, if he gets a ring in the process, more power to him.
Yeah. I think actually it's a combination of what Keith said, and I really think so. They was talking about it, and basically he was talking to his wife, and like you said, his wife knows he's been playing football his whole life. Mm-hmm. This is the first year he's at home. He's got to watch it on TV, right? And now you see your team thriving.
Right.
He was like, dude, like he's itching to get back out there. Yep. But at the same time, as a wife, it's like, I'd rather have you here.
I need you to be walking.
Right. But at the same time, I don't want you here if you're not going to be yourself.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true.
So I think it's a little bit of Hyde wants to come back to be the familiarization of being in Buffalo. He even said his family missed Buffalo. Mm-hmm. They miss Buffalo. The other thing is, I kind of hate to say it, but I think he's coming on, which I have no problem whatsoever. We have a shot at the ring.
Yep.
He was an integral piece to this team. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's a slight that he didn't get one when he was a starter.
Right.
So I have no problem with you coming back, consulting, helping out, and getting the ring. Heck, yeah, any way I can give you one to thank you for your service, yes. Bro, I wouldn't even be mad if somehow Poyer got back on the team.
Exactly.
Somebody my man was raving about like, yo, he can.
Like, yo, if Miami just cut him,
right. Come on, bro.
He would come.
He would definitely come. Yeah. But like, and no disrespect to Shady, but like Shady went with the Chiefs to go get a ring. Like what?
Did he get one with the Bucks too, or no?
Huh?
Did he get one with the Bucks?
And with the Bucks. Yeah, the year after he left us, he signed with the Bucks, got a ring with Brady. Then the year after that, went to the Chiefs, got a ring with the Chiefs. So he got 2 rings 2 years in a row. But like Hyde has a chance to do it with the team that he came to the dance with.
That he helped build.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's for any player, that's huge.
Yeah, the only people on this team that have been on the team as long as him is Dawkins and Milano.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Laura said, "I'm afraid Mafia cut Poyer off for that hit." You think? I don't know. I think he's got enough equity. He can still come back. He
got no credits and debits. His credits and debits are all right. He's still in the positive.
His checks are still ringing in the bank here.
He's still in the positive. He's still one on the what is that thing they're building over by the new stadium? The Fame.
Yeah, the little Wall of Fame.
The Wall of Fame. He's going on there. So just let's not. I think Hyde showing Cole Bishop. Showing Louis Seen. These guys, you got to remember, we don't have any safeties on the team next year except for Taylor Rapp. DeMar Hamlin's a free agent. Everybody's a free agent after this year. Seen can get a futures contract, but that's just practice squad again. So for Hyde to come on the team and say, look, this is how I prepare. This is what I see on this play. This is what we do. Because even though he wasn't the defensive coordinator, he was once Micah Hyde's position coach. So Babbage actually knows, and Hyde knows the way Babbage works.
Right.
And he says, in this system, this is how he looks. This is what he looks at you guys doing, because this is his position of choice. This is the head coach's position of choice, because he played at William and Mary. This is what they expect out of you guys, and I can show you how to do that. See this? I was an all-pro doing what they want me to do. What did I do in Green Bay? I was a meh guy. I played corner and safety, and I played special team. I got here, and my name was put in lights. This is how.
He was that boy.
Roy over here being ridiculous. He said Vernon Butler should come back and try for a ring too.
Nah, he don't have equity.
Well,
Right, he ain't building that.
Well,
here.
we got Quentin Jefferson somehow and Jordan Phillips. Jordan Phillips get. Oh
Yo,
my God!
That's the other thing too. Like the whole Jordan Phillips bit to
This is the
me
year.
is stupid. It's stupid. I
the
don't
year.
hate Jordan Phillips, but bruh, all you had to do was take less money to stay the second time you came back.
Yeah.
You tried to get the bag again and got let go again. Like, you ain't learned your lesson. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, just stop. At some point, don't let the man in the house anymore. You know what I'm saying? What was I going to say? So, okay. Man, what was I going to say?
I was while you're thinking, I was thinking about how this is the year, because it's written in the stars. We got Vernon, we got Quentin Jefferson back.
Yeah.
We got Phillips back, Hyde back. All these. It's like,
Man, we just missing Tre'Davious and Poyer.
all right, you can lead that one over there.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with you. Right. Yeah, I'm okay with not bringing them back. I'm okay with that. I do like this stat Lindsay brought up. She says the one stat that the Bills are best in the NFL is plus 17 turnover differential. Key, you may need to fact check this, but the 2000 Ravens had plus 17, 02 Buccaneers, 08 Steelers. Those teams won the Super Bowl.
Dang.
What do y'all think about that? You think stats equal? And I shouldn't say it like that. You think stats immediately translate to wins and big wins?
They can. Like, if you have that type of caliber. So basically what they're telling you is those great teams, they won the turnover battle. And not by a lot, not by a little bit. So,
Right.
like we said, the playoffs, the Super Bowl is one shot. So if you can get a turnover, it's probably going to limit your chances of winning. So any type of turnovers you do is huge for the Bills. And the fact that we're so high in turnovers, it is a reassuring stat that, hey, listen, going in there, this is what we do.
Right.
Like, we force the ball over. We turn balls over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, sweat really went off. You see what he said?
He said bring Bobby Hart back too.
Wyatt Teller.
You're going to ban him for 6 minutes?
6 minutes. He's banned for 6 minutes. I can't deal with that. Bobby Hart, if I got to hear about 69 being eligible he declared himself eligible 13. Remember he had like this astronomical percentage of tight end snaps. Bobby Hart, number 69, has been declared eligible. Like, yo, if I say, remember I say, I'm like, yo, say it one more time. Yep. Say it one more time. And, and quiet is kept. I am intrigued with Alec Anderson.
Yeah.
I am really intrigued with him. I don't know where he would start, but I almost want him somewhere on that line.
That might have been who I was talking about before when I said I made the mistake and said Conor McGovern would like Max Crosby. I think it was Alec Anderson I was talking about.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because Alec Anderson is the one that be talking fight everybody.
Yes.
That dude crazy.
He hates life.
You're right.
He hates everything about it.
But okay, so real quick before we get off of the Micah Hyde thing, I need to ask this question: why now? Like I put that on the thumbnail, and really honestly, for what Micah Hyde is going to be doing with the team, he was healthy enough to do this from day one. Why now?
Well, I think you answered that question earlier in the show when we talked about the Bills' expectations.
Okay.
They didn't expect to be this good. Now they're scrambling to try to catch up to where they should have been in the preseason. Like my mindset is get ready, so stay ready, so you have to get ready.
Yeah.
But they got to get ready because they weren't prepared when the season. They thought we were going to be like, oh, this is a rebuilding, a soft rebuild, as they said, and no prospects. But now they see the potential. Now they're like, oh snap, we got Amari Cooper for $860,000.
But okay. And not that I'm challenging anything.
No.
I want you to finish, but like the first thing that came to my mind is like, yo, okay, so the Bills didn't think they had a shot to win the division once Tua went down. Like as soon as I see him laying there, I'm like, call Micah Hyde. Like get that man on the phone.
So for me, I think so. like the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, before we even played week 1, I figured we win a division, but we probably get knocked out, right? The Bills probably did the same thing. Like, with the roster that we had, I don't think a lot of people say, oh, yeah, this is your Super Bowl.
Yep.
No, like, I was like, so I even said I don't expect the Bills to go to the Super Bowl this year,
Yep.
right? I don't expect them to do that because, one, it didn't look good, and we felt that they didn't do enough in the free agency and in the draft to make a huge difference, right? To make that difference to put us in the runnings to the Super Bowl. So I don't think that they were just rolling the chips to see where it fell. Now, once they started having success and they were like really doing stuff, I'm like, man, they probably was like, yo, we got to run, we got a shot. Like, since we like we said earlier, if you got the shot, you got to take it. Yeah, you got to take it because, like you said, we don't know when we're going to have another shot like this.
And yeah, exactly. I think when you look at why, I think some of it was money, some of it was playing. How much am I going to play versus how much are you paying me? Because they don't want in the Anquan Bolden situation,
Right.
And that's what this will turn into. If they got him on a practice squad deal, get him a game check, whatever nonsense they do, and he's actually got to play.
You wanted me to play how many snaps?
For what? Nah, I didn't agree to that. And just walk right off the field. No. So I think it was the perfect timing, the perfect time monetarily, and where we are in the season. He saw this team has potential. He wasn't going to come on a team that was 3-13.
Right.
He wasn't going to come back for that.
Right.
But when he saw, oh snap, we're like. I always said the Dolphins were going to be our chief rival in this division for the upcoming years. Yep. But I didn't think they were going to beat us this year. I thought the Bills as an AFC East team, I can't even celebrate it no more because it's a formality. At this point, it's a formality. It's like, wait, what do you mean we're close? What do you mean there's a team close to us? It's not a gimme? There's other teams in our division? Right. And that's what it feels like to me. So it's like now the next hurdle is getting past the divisional round. Once we get past that, then we'll go and set another goal. Sorry, Mel, and win the AFC. Go ahead. I mean, you're gonna pin yourself.
I'm trying to hold it in, but this comment got me thinking. Like, it took me down a dark path.
Oh boy.
So Mark, welcome to the chat. He said,
no.
He said, bring Freddie back for the run.
Why do you have to say for the run?
I immediately go to, all right, well, if we're going to bring Freddie back, we might as well bring Marv Levy back for that matter. Like, bro, you get a chance to actually get a ring with the Buffalo Bills. You can come on as a quality control coach. If we're going to do that, let's bring, imagine bringing all these dudes back in some capacity just to get them a ring.
Like Talley, Bruce Smith.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how hilarious would this be? Like,
all these random coaches, these new positions. Like, what?
Right, but here's the thing. Like, it happens now.
Yeah,
it happens. Like, bruh. Okay, in all seriousness, and again, no disrespect to Shady, but who's hiring Shady after he left the Bills? Who's giving that man playing time after he left the Bills? Would he put on tape his last season here? Because he was pissed off at the Buffalo Bills, he wasn't playing his best.
I will say, though, that last year our offensive line was boo-boo.
No, right. It's absolutely trash, 100%.
What's Sweat put here?
That's why he was pissed off with it, huh?
Look what's Sweat putting the He said, Mark, now you get 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Sweat is like, I'll be damned you give me 6 minutes, and Mark can't get over here and get 6 minutes to talk about some damn Freddie Jackson get put on the team.
Okay,
you got 6 minutes
as well.
too, bro.
Mark, welcome to the show, your man. You just messing around. But no, they have the Buffalo Bills sign look like something from the University of Colorado. You have Warren Sapp and Terrell Owens and Deion Sanders and all these ancillary things because it's names, and we want to get rings. I mean, I could see it, but let's not take away from the shine. Not on the show. We're not doing that. But let's not take away from the shine of Joe Brady and Bob Babbage.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that is the one thing that's changed in this whole team
100%.
structure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And look what it did.
Yeah.
And
that's this year. That's the only thing that Sean really needs to get credit for this season is making those decisions.
Brady and Babbage,
until we get to the playoffs and see what Sean does with his crunch time calls, that's the only credit Sean needs to get right now. To be like, if we're being realistic about what's different this year from last year. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Yeah. So to me, that's why I even brought up the point in general about I get Coach of the Year. But really, what else besides changing coordinators has he done? You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs game, we don't know if that was Babbage choosing to be more aggressive or if that was Sean letting off. We do know that Sean usually in those instances hasn't let his team play man that much and hasn't blitzed it. You know what I'm saying? So we can't definitively say if that was all Sean or if Babbage has something to do with that. And if Babbage did have anything at all to do with that, he's got to get credit too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say if you want to give Sean credit, give him credit for hiring the right guys. That's as far as we need to take it. We don't need Sean has done enough from a league perspective where he's a respected coach, and that's fine. I'm okay with having a respected coach. I don't need my coach to be Bill Belichick. I don't need that. What I do need is my quarterback to be a 2, 3, 4-time MVP and 2-time Super Bowl winner at least, right? And I'm gonna take this back to the episode that you were talking about with Shady and what Acho said. When Acho talked about the immortalization of a player, and he talked about telling the history of the NFL and not having to mention Josh Allen's name. I can't live in a world like that. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because we've had some of the best players that I've ever seen play football here in Buffalo, and they never get talked about in the grand scheme of the NFL.
Yeah.
Never.
Honestly, even Kelly, his name is mentioned. That's it. They
Well,
don't
see,
go in depth with Kelly.
The problem with Kelly, he came in at the wrong time. Because he came in with Elway, he came in with Marino, he came in with whoever. There was another guy that came in with them, and I mean they all ran the league for 10 years, all collectively. Now you got Josh, Lamar, Mahomes, and then the rest of them. So they're taking turns. Lamar has the MVPs, Pat Mahomes got the Super Bowls. Josh got the splash plays. Josh has he has the flair, the exciting stuff. So I think they're all going to get in based on their different nuances that they contribute to the game. Hall of Fame to me is the Hall of Fame is what it said. A Hall of Fame is fame. Fame is not defined by hardware in my world. Fame is defined by what do you contribute to the game.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen has contributed a lot to the game already.
Right.
Even if his career is over now and he doesn't become the all-time leader in everything, which he would if he keeps playing, he's done enough to me to get into the Hall. I mean, you're talking about guys like, I don't know if Testaverde's in there, but guys like whoever. There's a lot of guys in there I can't name because I'm like, they were just high-powered quarterbacks that won Super Bowls.
Right.
But what did they really bring? What did they do to change the game?
Yeah.
And if you didn't change the game at all, you don't need to be in the Hall of Fame.
And I agree with that point. You have to have some type of a game-changing quality to put you in that name because, I always go back to this, Dan Marino. Dan Marino changed the game.
Yep.
Nobody saw a quarterback like him.
Mm-hmm.
Now it sucks because he doesn't have the ring, but guess what? He still got the gold jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Why? Because he put an impact in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He changed the way the game football is played today. He has a legacy. Like you said, his legacy is still in there, even though he don't have the hardware, but it just sucks because when you're talking about the best of the best and the greats, he's in the fame, but he won't be on that talk because he has nothing.
Right.
I think in Miami lore, though, who is their best quarterback of all time?
Miami?
Yeah.
Marino.
Exactly. Who's the next best? Do, 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 do.
I can't even tell you.
Exactly.
No, I think it's who. What is
If it
his
takes
name?
this long to remember, you ain't gonna get it. Trust me.
No,
I mean, because not that you say that, I could rattle off names from.
I could too, but let's see.
Like Pittsburgh, Bradshaw. You know what I'm saying? Obviously Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Warren Moon, Dante Culpepper. You know what I'm saying? I can name that. You give me a team like I can give you a name.
And you say who's number 2, you be like,
Yeah,
And that's the thing, Miami. You're talking about we're living in the now of Baltimore's best quarterback of all time, KC's best quarterback of all time, Buffalo's best quarterback of all
Greasy.
time.
That's who it was. Yes,
Who?
Bob Greasy.
Bob Greasy.
Bob Greasy.
Yeah, Bob Greasy. You had to go back 50 years to get to their second
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank
best.
you, Bones. Thank you.
You got to
Carl.
go back 40 years
Potato.
to get to their top dog.
Yeah.
That's a purgatory.
That's a
So
long
Bills
time.
fans, you talk about 17 years. You afraid of letting go of 17 years?
Yeah.
They talking about Tua over there. They gave Tua a huge contract. Tua.
Oh, 100%. Roy says even though Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowls, does his career as a whole justify a Hall of Fame induction?
Hell no.
100%
Hell no.
it does. It does. Do not listen to the cohort on the right of me, okay?
Hell no. You're right. What you said was
You went to
egregious.
for 6 minutes.
6? Oh, man.
now you got the band.
He done put me on mute.
That's right.
I'm going to swig my cold brew.
So let's ask this question, and then we can get to some pregame stuff. This season has been a series of steps for the Bills in terms of reaching new levels of existence, right? This was supposed to be a transition year. This team went from people thinking they weren't going to do anything this year to thinking, okay, they're playing better than we thought they would. Then it became, all right, they took a step back with those 2 losses. You know, maybe this is going to be a rough year for them. Then they go and get Amari Cooper and they start playing complete football. Oh, listen, this team is this is the most complete team that we've seen from the Bills yet. They're running the ball. We've kind of seen them consistently this year reach new levels. So let me ask you guys this. Mm-hmm. And I'm not overlooking this Rams team, but we'll get into that game in a second. But if the Buffalo Bills go into Detroit and beat the Lions, mm-hmm. assuming that we take care of business this Sunday against the Rams in LA, will the Bills have reached a level of dominance that they used to be at back in 2020, 2021, where they were like, and actually, this actually might be a new level because we're clearly playing better than the Chiefs too. So in your minds, if we beat the Rams and beat the Lions, does this team reach a level of existence, a level of elite play and respect that negates the Texans' loss and the Ravens' loss, because we will have beaten a team that runs the ball like the Ravens and is as good as the Ravens, if not better, beating them in their home and all that kind of stuff? Like, do they take another step for you guys in your mind?
To me, it goes back to how the Bills look when they win. Because if you look at the 2020 team and the 2021 team, yeah, they were winning, but they was blowing people out.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But they didn't make it. They didn't do good in the playoffs. So I don't know. So like this team, to me, I'm more confident in this team in the playoffs, even though they're not putting up those crazy numbers, right? So like it depends on what you're looking at. So if you're looking at it from a better overall and that can win, I would say yes. But as far as stats wise, no. Like those teams were stat junkies. Like they're putting up crazy numbers. Like Josh Allen, 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. Like he was going bananas.
Right.
But I'll take this because this looks more confident than that. You know what I'm saying? Like even if we barely beat the Rams and the Lions, if we win, like one of the coaches said, like you are what your record says you are.
Right.
Right? Like regardless of how you feel and who you think you play, at the end of the day, you are what your record says.
Yeah.
If you're a 10-2 team, you're a 10-2 team. Right? I hate to say it, but the Chiefs is an 11-1 team.
That's
Even
true.
though they might be one of the worst 11-1 teams, bottom line, they're still 11-1.
You can only play who's on your schedule.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And God forbid, like, yeah, you're not beating teams up. You're still winning.
Right.
Whether you win by a yard or 30 touchdowns, a win's a win. So I think this team, to me, I'm more confident that they're not going to choke in the playoffs versus other teams.
To your point about 10-2, yeah, I believe that, this is college, completely different talk. You can make your schedule. Right. In the NFL, right. It's based on a computer, whatever it is. I don't really care much about the Ravens or Texans game. Mm-hmm. The Ravens game was the only game where we just, for the lack of better terms, juiced it up, we'll say. They were horrible. They didn't show up. They didn't want to play. The Texans game, whatever. You got gashed by Nico Collins. You kept it close, lost by a field goal. No harm, no foul. You lost the game. You're going to lose games. So whatever. But I think, like you said to this point, and while you were talking, I got scared again. Yeah. Because one of you guys mentioned 2021 and 2020. Even though Josh Allen was on the teams in 2018, what happened in 2020 that never happened before? Josh Allen put something on tape that we never saw. When Steph Diggs came, we didn't see that Josh Allen until Steph Diggs came. And I'm not giving Steph Diggs the credit, but the point is there was no tape on that before now.
Right.
Fast forward to 2024. There's no tape on dink and dunk Josh Allen. There's no tape on Josh Allen who doesn't run the ball. There's no tape on Josh Allen trying to be a traditional quarterback in a sense. So if you're going to win it, you have to do it now because next year – teams are going to say, oh, they got the same cast of characters. Yep. I'm going to put my money on they're going to do what they did last year.
Yeah, we know what to expect. Yeah,
we know what to expect.
That I think is the that's where your team has to be smart enough to realize we only get one shot to surprise the NFL.
Yep.
We had a shot like that in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't I think I can say that. We didn't do anything in the season to continue that process of surprising the NFL and capitalizing on having surprised the NFL. The Bengals did that.
Mm-hmm.
When they got Jamar Chase and they got T. Higgins on the same field, they surprised everybody and they took it to the Chiefs in their house and made it to a Super Bowl. They surprised everybody. Hey, we're healthy. Quarterback's healthy. Guess what? Y'all can't outscore us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's where I think this Bills team might be different than the 2020 team because that's a team that went for the mentality of trust the process, stick with what we're doing, we'll be fine. We're developing the goal. Remember guys, the goal is continuity and consistency and being competitive, not going all out for a Super Bowl. Right? They didn't go all out for a Super Bowl until the offseason of what, 2020, 2021?
2021, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2021, the offseason right after 13 seconds where they went out and got Von Miller because then they thought, okay, this team we're this competitive with the best team in the NFL. Now we need to go all in. Well, by that time, it's too late.
It's too late.
Everybody knew what you were doing from 2020,
mm-hmm.
and all you did was do it again in 2021 and thought, hey, we can do it again in 2022.
Right, let's go get Von Miller. We got it this time.
Yeah, right. It don't work like that. No. So here in 2024, you've now shocked the league when everybody thought you were going to be trash. Just
mm-hmm.
don't hold any punches.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Dave Reese said, I still have reservations about McDermott in the playoffs. That's exactly what this is about.
Yeah.
Because until this team shows that they can be a different monster in the playoffs, the regular season doesn't matter.
Right.
But when it comes to, and this is why I even asked the question about the Lions, I get, because people are saying to Dave's point, it's the regular season, it doesn't matter. I think to a degree it does. I think if you are going to eliminate the demons of the Ravens game and the Texans game, you need to show that you can go into an elite team's house and spank them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got to, and for me, honestly, I do think it does matter how they win. If it's a close game and both teams look good and we win by 3 like the Lions did last night, I'm fine with that. Because at the end of the day, the talk the next day is going to be the Bills went into your house and beat you.
Mm-hmm.
You were a 10-1 team or 11-1 team. You won 10 games in a row. And here comes the Bills at 10-2 coming in your house and putting their feet up on your coffee table and drinking your soda and eating your sandwich.
F your couch. F your couch.
Right.
But no, I think of it like this. Your win is to cook food. Now, how many points you outscore them by? That's the seasoning.
Yes.
The cooked food is what you're going to eat.
Right.
Regardless whether it tastes like Cajun, whether it tastes like Italian, whether it tastes like barbecue, you're going to eat the food. The seasoning is extra.
Yep.
So in the college game, the point differential matters in your seeding.
Right.
In the NFL, it's all about your record, all about your standings. Obviously, if you go way down into the depths of hell of the tiebreakers, it's going to come. But how many tiebreakers are there before that? So it's like, okay, if I want to get to the playoffs, I got to win. I don't care if it's ugly wins across the board. And that's where the Chiefs are selling out for right now. Yeah. As long as we win, we got to crawl to that finish line.
Right.
And they trust their history and their familiarity with the Super Bowl, with the playoff race to get them through. Where next year they're going to tool up again. Rasheed Rice, if he comes back, that's an asset. Pacheco, that's an asset. You got Xavier Worthy in the second year, and they're depending on this stuff. They got a nice tight end over there behind Kelsey. So Kelsey say, you know what, I'm about to be a Swiftie and retire and be a house husband. But the thing is, if like you said, the Bills want to be the Chiefs, if you think about it like that, the Bills want to be like that. They have to keep evolving. They can't say, let's run it back. And that's why I hate it when they kept saying, let's run it back. Yeah, you got to the AFC Championship, now what?
Right.
You've seen that team.
You want to run that back?
You want to run that back, or do you want to do something different?
Exactly.
Right. And you don't have to break everything down again and try to build it up from the bottom. You can knock off the head a little bit and start fresh. When you prune a tree, you don't cut it off at the root. You cut off the edges.
Right. I listen, I am always for optimizing my team and thinking in terms of getting better in here. It's the primary reason why I agree with Cato when he says if we are going to win, we can't have no weak links. I think he means weak links. And at times Hamlin is a weak link, and Johnson is a weak link in the run game. I think both instances. And here's why I go to the Hamlin and Taron Johnson conversation. Mm-hmm. When you look at the defense, we now have 3 linebackers that we can employ and play a true 4-3 base system. Mm-hmm. We can even play a cover 2 system with these guys, and it would be perfectly fine. In a cover 2 system, Dorian Williams is not prototypical for cover 2, but he's good enough. Mm-hmm. He's good enough, right? So you could get away with that, which helps you in your run defense as a whole. Now this is what confuses me. If the goal is to be great at stopping the pass, and you want to force teams to play to your strength as a defense, which is stopping the pass, wouldn't you want to load up on defense to stop the run first and make a defense understand at the very beginning of the game they're not going to let us run the ball, we're going to have to pass the ball? Like it's the quintessential, luring a bird into a tarantula trap, or you know what I'm saying? Like in any kind of bait and switch you want to talk about with any kind of animal in the world. That's what the Bills need to be focused on in my mind when it comes to how they play defense, because this mentality of the Leslie Frazier smirk of you're not going to get us out of nickel defense. You're not going to do it. You're not going to, like, who cares? Right. Bro, who cares? If they run for 250 on you and you only beat them by 3 points, if you lose by 3 points, all people are going to care about is you lost. They're not going to care that they didn't pass for 300 yards on you. Yeah. That's not going to make a difference. So for me, I think there are things that they can do to optimize this thing. And at the end of the day, there is no justification for why you just continue to play nickel defense all the time. Yes, Taron Johnson is a great player. Listen, Quentin Lake for the Rams is a great player. He's their nickel corner, and he's their dime safety. He's the Cam Lewis of the Rams, except he's a little bit better than Cam Lewis. So, and I say that to say he doesn't play all the time. Mm-hmm. He plays when he's needed. Is he a great player? Yeah, but we don't need to make him a focal point of the defense just because he's so good.
Right. Yeah. So I disagree with the Taron Johnson and DeMar Hamlin point.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. I feel like, and sometimes fans get like this, you pick and pry at what your weakness is, and you're just like, oh, yeah, here's the problem. You give me any team in the NFL, you give me any player that has a weakness. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a weakness. There's no such thing as a perfect player. There's no such thing as a perfect team. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have a great team who's good at something and they're bad at something. Every team, across the board. You can't find me a team don't have no weakness or no flaws. Mm-hmm. So for the fact that they say, oh, well, Taron Johnson's a weakness, is he not a Pro Bowl player? Is he not an elite nickel corner? Mm-hmm. He is, right? So I'm not saying that trumps that he's a liability in the run game, but everybody knows that, right? What does the saying say? You're as strong as your weakest link. So You play just as good as your weakness. You got a weakness? Yeah, I know I got a weakness, but that don't mean you're going to beat me because you can expose the weakness. Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, I'm not like trying to argue against your point, but what do you think about this? If I know me getting kicked in the balls ends the fight for me, am I gonna walk into a fight with my legs spread wide open, like kick me in the Jimmy? Like I'm not gonna.
I was like,
fine. I'll give you that. Like I'm not gonna horse stance walk into a fight like, come on, mother. Like that's not like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna try to hide my weaknesses. Is my basic point. Like I think the Bills should be trying to hide their weaknesses, not expose them and just, you know, we gonna win despite it. Like.
I disagree because to me, we know what the weaknesses are, right? Why the Bills 10-2?
So this is where I'm with that.
Why they 10-2?
And I agree with you, but what defines a weakness? If you're talking about Taron Johnson as a weakness, what has Taron Johnson really done to be declared a weakness?
They're saying he's reeking in the run game.
Taron Johnson's rookie year was a run defender. That man came up and put a hat on anybody. What has DeMar Hamlin done to be declared a weakness? He doesn't have 8 interceptions.
That's what I want to know. What is his weakness?
He doesn't have 8 interceptions, I guess. I guess what it is his speed, which is fine when you play a bail technique defense anyway. The point is, he's a sure tackler. Rapp is a sure tackler. The weakness is I want him to be whoever the leading intercepting safety is.
Right. Year 4 Micah Hyde.
Yes. I want that. Yeah. That if it's not that, it's weak. We got to upgrade it.
Yeah.
Do you understand that there's an All-Pro for a reason? They're called All-Pros because they're the best of the best.
The best of the best at that position. There is nobody better at that position than those people.
Voted on by players that play against them.
Yeah.
So if you want to put that measuring stick, you're gonna be upset when Vaughn goes. You're gonna be upset when James Cook goes. You're gonna be upset when Deion Dawkins and Spencer. You're gonna be really upset.
Here's the thing: Josh Allen is elite, is he not? Josh got weaknesses.
Got weaknesses.
Nobody talk about that.
Nope.
You wanna know why? Because it don't cost us the game.
Yeah.
Just like Hamlin and Taron Johnson. They got weaknesses, but guess what? They don't cost us the game.
Right.
You know what? I started off, Cato, and forgive me, because I was with you until I came to this thought. When we talk about the safeties getting cooked, we have to look at the worst case scenario that our safeties have faced this year, which is the best offensive mind this league is seen in the last 6-7 years in Andy Reid and the Chiefs, and they could not expose our safeties to a degree that caused us to lose the game. If the safeties' effort in that game against the best offensive mind in the league did not cause us to lose, then I think we'll be okay. I think at the very least we'll be okay. And honestly, for the dollar that we're spending and for the dollars that we have available to spend, we have to be okay with that right now. Now, is that saying that by the end of the season there aren't better options out there and there won't be better options out there? No. But at the end of the season, you can absolutely go and seek all that out all you want. And I encourage the Bills to do so.
To.
Right,
You
I
have
agree.
to.
But I think for right now, if we're looking at the safeties, let's just say the safeties in general as a weakness, because I don't necessarily consider Taron Johnson to be a weakness in the pass game. He is a bit of a weakness in the run game. But the way the season is played out, that gets mitigated by the fact that Josh and the offense make it so that a team has to pass the ball and Taron doesn't get exposed that much. The only time this season where we've seen a team really run all over the Bills, it's been the Ravens, and that's because they got up big early. No other team has done that this season.
And guess what? Who wasn't there? Taron Johnson.
Oh, that's true, too.
He didn't play.
That's true,
Which
too.
game is this?
Ravens.
The Ravens game.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't.
Now, if he would have played, he would have stopped Derrick Henry. Then it's
right.
The weakness. He can't stop the run.
Had he cracked him, yeah.
Right?
Because he cracked him when he's in I don't know if people remember that, but that's the hit I'm talking about. I'll never forget it. Goal line stance. He stood up Derrick Henry. Go look it up. He stood him up on the goal line.
He did. I remember that. He did.
Cracked him. So don't tell me he can't do it.
Yeah,
He was also the reason they beat the Ravens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Was that interception.
And no Terrell Bernard in that Ravens game.
Yeah, that's true, too.
So you missing
Yeah.
two key players.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not giving them a cop out.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, they still should have won the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But they didn't have two of their top players on the team.
I mean,
Right.
the only time I remember a safety really absolutely getting cooked was the the Texans game.
And truth be told, that was a miscommunication. It wasn't like they just got beat.
Yeah.
Was it Rasul Douglas?
Rasul Douglas and Cole Bishop.
Yeah.
And Bishop, I mean, that was like his first reasonable snap. And he's like, what do I do? Oh, he's going there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was Rapp or if it was Hamlin, it wasn't even them.
It wasn't him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing, and we saw later on, Rasul Douglas has been iffy in everything except run defense this year.
Right.
So was that a precursor to things to come? Possibly. Yeah. So maybe it was his fault, but because Bishop is the young boy, he's the fall guy. Yep. I don't know. We'll never know, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
But see, the thing, Buffalo, as soon as you get beat one time, you cooked.
Yep.
You're a scrub.
You suck.
How? How do you get relegated to that immediately?
We played 10 games. I've stopped all these dudes, but I got cooked one time and I'm trash.
And that's the time that they remember. That's it. That's
What
the
about
time they remember.
Ramsey? Ramsey not trash.
But
he got cooked
stays
by the
getting
Bills.
cooked. He stays getting cooked. That dude is grilled cheese against the Bills.
MB41, welcome to the chat. He says Taron Johnson isn't a weakness in the run game. LOL. If anything, he's one of our best run defenders. I'll say this because I'm not one of those people that started off saying that Taron Johnson was a weakness in the run game. That's something that kind of grew on me. And it only grew on me because other teams in the NFL began going at him as if they thought he was a weakness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when NFL teams attack a specific player, they think he's a weakness. And for multiple teams to go start running to whatever side Taron Johnson is on, I think it just speaks to a deficit that the player is playing with that is out of his control, which is his size. He can't control how big he is. He can control how strong he is. He can control how fast he is and all that, but he can't control how big and wide he is. Mm-hmm. And anytime a player is put in that position where they have to play against a specific play that their size doesn't equip them well enough to play against, that constitutes a weakness for that player and that team. I'm sorry, it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that the player himself is weak.
Right.
He is a good run defender, but as conceptually, I can say conceptually, a corner is going to be weaker against the run than a linebacker would be most times.
And that's the thing about it. You think about a defensive coordinator. You got an all-pro on the cornerback slot. You're not going to take them off the field in most things. You're going to figure out how to mask that. You're going to figure out they do this. This is what we're going to do with you. Like I said, maybe you do switch them back to safety and put in Dorian Williams or something like that, right, and run a 4-3 with a mask that's really a 4-4 if you want. Maybe you do shade him over to another side or switch Rousseau over to the side where Taron Johnson is to alleviate some of that run pressure on that side. Who knows? You could do a lot of things. I mean, if you remember, I don't know what game it was. I forget exactly, so forgive me. But Myles Garrett, there was a game where he knew wherever he went, they were double teaming him. So what did he do? He just kept running back and forth, and he made them call it the delay of game. Because every time he got in the stands, they were like, "Oh, the tight end, you saw the tight end. We got to go over there now." Right. And then he said, "Oh," so he gets some run, and they follow him and delay a game. Like, this is stuff that good coordinators know. This is stuff that you study. When they start to get tendencies, they got those little tablets on purpose. There's a reason, and somebody should be manning those tablets. Yeah. And that's what we say when we say it's not just in season adjustments. It's not just preseason adjustments. It's not just the week of preparation. Sometimes you got to do in-game stuff to screw with people, stuff that nobody sees coming, even if you could get burnt really bad on it. And that's how good teams win. They win by saying, you know what, this could go really bad or really good, but I'm going to hedge my bet here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to hedge it. When you got Josh, you got Amari, you got Keon, you got James, you got Dalton, you got Dawson, why don't you hedge it every once in a while?
Right.
There's no reason for this team not to be blitzing more. There's no reason for this team not to be ball hawking more. And I don't want to hear DeMar Hamlin can't ball hawk. I don't want to hear Taylor Rapp can't do it. I don't want to hear Christian Benford, Rasul, and Taron can't get more than I don't want to hear it. But you're afraid to let them do it because why? You don't want to get beat. But guess what? Players mess up too.
Yeah.
And coaches can mess up. But you got Josh.
Don't look at me when you say that.
Well, the thing is, you got Josh to mask that as well. You have James to mask the deficiency. You can have deficiencies on the defense because Lord knows the offense got them.
Right.
But you got to have the defense, so you can have a gentle. It's a play on the line. You can tiptoe that line week in and week out. Which one is going to be the winning side this year, this week? But they don't want to do that because they're still not there yet in their mentality, coaching wise, to let go.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Steve says, what would happen if we got out of nickel or dime? Don't even know what formation we would use. Do we even have a second pitch on defense? After 8 years, it's sad if we don't have answers. This brought about a question in my mind. Have we seen, and I think we've seen this year, but have we seen the Bills at full strength try a 3 linebacker formation in any game that we can think of in recent history? Because I think they did something like that against the Ravens to try to stop the run or slow it down or something like that, but the linebackers they had at that point were not Terrell Bernard or Matt Milano, and Williams was just stepping into that, get all the tackles role.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
I know that I know they did it because I remember them calling it out on the broadcast.
Yeah.
But I just don't remember what game it was, and it wasn't
Same.
memorable.
I know it was one time this season where the broadcaster did call out, they're giving everything they got to stop the run. They even put 3 linebackers on the field. I'm like, oh wow, like they going that far, and so that's why I thought it might be the Ravens game, because that feels like the only moment that I could see the Bills foregoing their natural their normal tendencies to try and slow the run down.
And I do remember them switching to dime a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so they're switching to that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but so the reason I asked that question is, I think to Steve's point, this is one of the reasons why I would have wanted to start moving towards playing a 4-3 base, because if you already know how good you are with the nickel formation, why not take the season to begin working on, like as Steve says, that second punch?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that we've seen the Chiefs do. 100% we've seen them do that. We've seen, like, I'm going to continue to take this back to this particular drive in this particular game. That Chiefs drive in the third quarter where they just went up the field and they did whatever they wanted. They were throwing to Worthy. They were throwing to Watson. They were throwing to I think Kelsey got the ball a couple times on that drive. Like, they looked like they just revived the old Chiefs teams of 2021 and 2020 and brought them back for a drive. And what that said, again, the questions I was asking at that point is, have they just been playing chess while everybody's playing checkers this year? Mm-hmm. Are they playing with one hand behind their back so they can see what it feels like in the playoffs? Are they limiting themselves to any degree on purpose to make themselves better prepared mentally for what they're going to face in the playoffs? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you all right? You ain't dying over there, are you?
Let it out, brother. Let it out.
Our producer is growing a third lung. And
yo, he can't say pause though. Hurry up, get him in.
So that's why I think, for me it was, well, let's find out if we can play with 3 linebackers. Like, we already know we can play in the nickel defense. Like, what do you guys think about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I'm going back to what I just said. If you're talking about a team that has shown propensity to do a nickel, to be conservative, why not let other teams know? Because everybody says you need a deep threat on offense, right? Mm-hmm. What is that for? To let them know, oh snap, they actually might do that. Yeah. If you do some exotic stuff like bring up Taylor Rapp and from the safety position to blitz, or a delayed blitz from somewhere that we don't do, mm-hmm. Because anytime you blitz Hamlin, you blitz Lewis, or you blitz Rapp, they're standing on the line. You're pretty much running the 50 front. Yeah. So chances are they're probably coming. I mean, you're not giving it away. Anybody that knows tendencies knows, let me look at this dude, or Mike is over here now. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, if you're going to get a second punch, the second punch at this point has to be maybe a man concept, maybe an all-out run concept.
They have shown that a little bit this season.
Yeah,
that they can play man.
They need to cultivate that more.
Yeah. Mac, what you think?
I mean, if they can do it, I say yeah, but I'm kind of like, I'm a situational game guy. Like, I switch when I need to. Like, if I don't need to switch, I'm not switching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make me do something different. So if you beat what I'm doing, then of course I got to change because it's not working. But if what I'm doing is working, I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, it does seem like – so I had to realize this too when it comes to the way the Bills play defense. And I'm not saying I agree with this, but conceptually – the Bills have shown this year their mentality is, yeah, you can run, between the 20s, but once you get inside the 20, it's not as easy for you to run the way you would between the 20s inside the 20. It's not the same. Everything is tighter. Your running back is not going to have all the same space. Yeah, you might get some push, but we know how to cover gaps. We know how to play disciplined enough to slow you down, right? This defense is one of the best red zone defenses in the league. The numbers bear it out. Mm-hmm. So I can understand how the head coach would have confidence to say we don't have to come out of the nickel because once they get to the red zone, it's over.
Yep. And if they can trade touchdowns for field goals, you lose.
Exactly. And that's the mentality. Now, again, I'm not saying I necessarily agree with that because you can get burned with that, and we have seen this team get burned with that, but the last couple of seasons. But it's been working this season. I don't want to jinx it. You know what I'm saying? Can they do this to a higher level in the playoffs? Will they have different game plans in the playoffs? Will they? You know what I mean? Like all that stuff is still to be seen. But
Laura was concerned. She said, "Save him, eh? Save him!"
Yeah. I saw it. I wanted to bring that out too. So.
Well, yeah,
Whoa!
Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
Congratulations, Mac. You got it.
Old
people got it. Yes.
Old men 3. Young boy 114. We catching up, baby.
Yeah.
We catching up.
Yeah. One on the scoreboard for the 80s, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We only need 111 more to be even.
He gonna get me now.
Man, that was perfect.
It's gonna be your turn to be trolled next time. Now you.
Yep.
Oh, man, yeah. Now it's gonna be tight coverage on Mac.
We got momentum, man. We only got 111 to go. We in here.
Oh my gosh! All right, so this Rams game, fellas. I mean, what's the first initial thought about this Rams game? I mean, what are you thinking going in immediately?
I don't like going from the East Coast to the West Coast. I don't like their offense, man. Stafford's looking nice. They got a healthy Kupp. They got a healthy Nakua. They got a healthy Kyron Williams. It's just their defense. I don't know. Their defense is average to me. I don't think they're elite. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like, I'm not going to say that, oh, yeah, we're definitely going to beat this team. I don't know. I think this might be a toss-up.
Key, what you got?
I actually have two things. You touched on one thing, and that gives me pause. The defense. They have the defense that I've wanted.
Really?
Because you think about it like this. They built that defense. They have a couple of starters who are undrafted free agents. They're 2 linebackers. Those dudes, what's the guy's name? I put it in my notes.
Roseboom?
Roseboom. His game reminds me of Terrell Bernard.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And watching how they played Kamara, I'm thinking about how they're going to play James Cook. They roll. They fill gaps very well. And I'm thinking about the cutbacks not being there. I'm thinking about anybody missing a block. It's going to cost us. Now, they do miss a lot of tackles, which Cook has shown he's breaking them now. Ray Davis is breaking tackles. Obviously Ty Johnson. But the thing is, if you want to make the run game work, we got to figure out how to make our blocking scheme work, and that's for Dorsey, Brady, and Cromer to figure out. They can do it. Now, how stubborn they're going to be, that's a different story. In terms of the offense, I like our chances against their offense because they don't have any real speed per se.
Okay.
You figure Cooper Kupp and Nakua are both 4.6s. Yes, Mac. I know. Wait.
Puka don't look like no 4.6, man.
Who's that?
He don't run like no 4.6.
Nakua?
Puka.
Yeah,
He does, but he doesn't. Nakua reminds me of Mac Hollins a lot in terms of his route savvy for his size. Kupp as well. But the thing is, I like our chances because how big is Christian Benford? 6'1".
Yeah.
How big is Russell Douglas? Almost 6'3". We have the height to go against these guys. These guys are not going to threaten us downfield like we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. So my I think this is 3 actually. My biggest thing is Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. That 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
We have to be able to. I mean, like I said, we got to be able to contain them. I know we're not going to stop them for 80 yards total. You know, we can keep them under 150 total. I think that's enough. That'll suffice. I think they've only scored less than 20 points in 7 games or something like that.
Okay.
So they have to score with us. They're gonna have to figure out how to come up to our level in terms of putting the ball in the end zone. Field goals aren't going to do it against us.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be. To be honest, I think it's going to be tough for this team to score in general. I think this game has the potential to be, you know, in a dome what last week's game was in the snow, which is just a pure beatdown of a team that's just better than the other one. And here's why I say that. When you're looking at matchups, and I was talking to Steve about this last night, when you look at the matchup of our defensive line versus their offensive line, they cannot pass block to save their life. Mm-hmm. That ball comes out whether Stafford wants it to come out or not. Mm-hmm. And most of the time it's coming out over the middle, right? So when you look at where the pass rush needs to come from, it needs to come from the middle of their offensive line, which means our defensive tackles need to be the ones to get pressure. Oliver is the guy for the job. Daquan Jones and Austin Johnson, we've got the dogs to do it. This might even be a Phillips game. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a really good pass rusher for his size. But all of that is to say that even with the play action game, which I do believe they will have for the first half of this game, I think even with that, they still won't have, like, that's how bad their pass block, the pass blocking ability of their offensive line is. They're not going to be able to pass block for longer than 2 seconds. They're not going to give Matt Stafford the time. He's just not going to have it, right? And so what does that do for a secondary? Secondary didn't have to cover that long. Receivers are not going to get good clean targets. Everything is going to be contested. The Bills understand that this is going to be a timing thing for the Rams offense. They're going to be able to disrupt that. These are not burner receivers, which means you can get away with pressing them at the line, knowing you've got a coverage protection behind you. So schematically, it lines up for the Bills to have a great game on defense. Mm-hmm. Offensively against their defense, the strength of their defense is their defensive line. Mm-hmm. Right?
That they've just put together in the last 2 years.
100%, right? And after that, and this is the tough part, I like the 3 safeties they have. And when I say 3 safeties, I'm talking about Lake, Kinchins, and
Curl.
And Curl, right? I like all of those dudes. Mm-hmm. But the fact that their corners can't cover to save their life.
Right.
The safeties are going to be asked to do too much to really matter in this game. Mm-hmm. They're going to be trying to do so much to cover up the corners, it's not even funny. And I think the Bills just have too many weapons on top of a good enough run game to stress that defense to a degree that it's not going to be able to recover from. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be as easy a game as last week felt like it was, because I think in the first half it's going to be very competitive. But as the Bills have done all season, I think they will make the adjustments at halftime, and they're just going to run away with it after that. I don't think it's going to be close at halftime. I think we'll probably be up by 10 points or more by the end of the second quarter. But that mindset that I have is strictly because of the matchups. I mean, am I worried about their run game? Yeah, but I'm as worried about their run game as I was going into the 49ers game. Did I think it was going to destroy us? No. Because, you know what I mean? The Bills have shown, after the Ravens game, that it was over for teams being able to destroy us with the run. You can in the first half, but after that, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So, again, and like most people in the chat have been saying this, we expect to win this game. I think Lindsay asked, is this a trap game? It can be. It has the potential to be. Yeah. But seeing what we've seen from the Bills this year, I just think we have too much focus. We We have the right mentality to not overlook this team, and we have the right discipline to go into this game and just do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, they scored more than 21 points only against the Saints, the Seahawks, the Niners, Patriots, and Vikings. So the Vikings is the one that they scored the most points on because the Vikings are super aggressive. I'm guessing they're probably healthier when they played the Vikings. I don't know what their offensive line was, how long they've been out for.
Yeah.
But the Vikings game is when they seem to get some momentum going. But to your point, I mean, they're averaging, I think, 21 points a game. We're averaging against 18 points a game. There's a fine line there. They've only scored more than 21 points 5 times. So if you're looking at their tendencies, I know how you love stats. I don't want to take your stats away from you. but I mean, the thing is, if you're looking at the matchup is heavy in our favor because of what you just said, the cornerbacks. We just identified, 6 wide receivers that we could employ, and Mac Hollins included, and Dalton Kincaid going to play. I don't know. He's not ruled out, I don't believe, or is he?
So the last update I got, the only 2 people who were in non-contacts was Coleman, and I want to say Kincaid. Practice limited, but he had a regular jersey. I don't think he had a non-contact.
No, it was Coleman and somebody else. Yeah.
So I think it's looking up, and the more weapons you have on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, if Brady showed us a propensity for being clever and being innovative and all the stuff we thought he was, they'd be really screwed right now.
Right.
So right now I'm thinking I'm fairly confident.
Oh, thank you, Connor. It's Taylor Rapp.
Taylor Rapp, that's right.
Taylor Rapp.
He got the red jersey and the mushroom top, but that's okay. Because all things considered, I think obviously we know Taylor Rapp's going to play. We know that.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman would be fun. He said he had to sit in the snow a couple of times because he dropped a couple balls.
Yo, that was funny. Yo, Mac Hollins, that dude weird, man.
Nobody move.
He's eclectic.
Nobody move.
So as soon as Mac starts talking, Junie's like,
somebody hurry up and start talking, because he's looking that's why I said when players go like this, like, nah, that flag about to get thrown. Just everybody stay still. No.
Bro.
No.
Because I said he's dropping balls. He's
he's dropping balls.
He's like, hit the button. So I see where we at. No, that's okay.
He's locked in now.
Now I see where we at now. That was a heat check.
No easy stuff across the middle.
That was a heat check. It's all right. But no, I think it's little things like that tell you where we are. They can still have fun in the crunch time. This is end of the season. And if Keon Coleman is sitting in snow, okay. I don't know how he's going to twist that. I had to wait.
You expecting tight coverage on that one.
I'm 40. I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't say it. He did. I was just waiting.
It's tight coverage. Like it's football related.
Yeah.
That's not ideal.
So when Hollinsworth says he drops balls, you're like, yo, the S makes a difference? I would hate to watch a football game with you.
Wait, was that meant for us, Mark? You trying to get us hooked on something? He said red mushrooms have tons of psilocybin.
What does that do? Let's take a look.
I don't know.
That's a thesaurus word right there.
Yeah.
That's a pharmacy word.
Connor says, let's hope you don't keep dropping those balls in games. You can't hit the pause button on the chat. The chat is immune from any pause moments.
No, nobody is slipping away from the
So everybody's subject to it.
Oh, Mark, I see what you did there. It can cause hallucinations, euphoria, and other effects.
Oh. Wow.
There we go.
Wow. That was deep.
I'd say the only red mushrooms I know is from Mario. It makes you big.
Yo, somebody was saying, like, is that representative of Mario, like, hallucinating after he eats the mushroom? He thinks he's bigger, but he's actually not, because he's hallucinating off of this mushroom, this red mushroom he ate.
It probably is.
You figure the green ones give you an extra man, so that's the healthy mushroom.
Right, that's the healthy one.
Like, oh, man.
They give you extra life. Yeah.
But then King got Mario Maker. They got a purple one. It takes a life.
No, what?
Yeah.
It takes a life?
It takes a life.
So you got to get it by accident?
Like, no, because in Mario Maker, the people that bought the game create the boards.
Yeah.
So if you put a purple mushroom in there and you touch it, I think it takes the life from you.
Dang.
Yeah, it's something adverse, and it chases you. Like, if you jump over it, it'll follow you.
Poison.
And this game is called Mario Maker.
Mario Maker.
What system is that for?
Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And that joint is actually kind of raw. You could literally make your own board.
Yeah,
I'm
Ken
gonna
is heavy on this. And do you have a Switch?
No.
Okay, so no, Ken is. I was gonna say if you get one or whatever, you actually can all play. Me, T,
My
and
mom's
Ken.
got one. I might have to steal hers.
Yeah, me, T, and Ken. Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I said,
We all can play it.
We got two.
Really?
Both boys got one. Like, to me, like, Nintendo, they had something special, man. Like, you can only play Mario, like that exclusivity. You can only play Mario on Nintendo. Like, you're not
Yeah.
seeing them on Xbox, PlayStation. Like, you're not touching Mario.
Right.
He's Nintendo only.
Right.
And his games was always fire.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, yeah, that's if anybody out there wants to build Mario boards, you can go get Mario
I
Maker.
did not know that existed. I gotta check this out.
Oh yeah, Ken let us know,
children
and
love
he makes us play it on Sundays,
Yeah.
and he builds. He would, Dad, I got you. You can Oh, no, I'm not playing none of your boards because you can do troll boards, and Aramis would be the king of troll boards.
I would.
I know you
probably
would. Like, you know how
Yeah.
when you jump in the little holes and you got to jump out. Okay, cool. It's Mario. I forgot.
Wow, you got away with that big time.
Evidently.
What? Just keep going. Just
So
keep
some
going.
cats like they'll like put the little question mark boxes. So he said it's Mario somehow.
He said it's part of Mario. That's why he let it go.
I guess.
I don't understand the rules anymore.
I don't either. I've been there a long
Mario
time.
does, it's a tube. He's hopping down the tube, and then once you go down the tube,
Ooh.
it's a whole nother world.
See how he flipped it, though? He said two.
Yeah, you're right. He said two. He didn't say the whole.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, right, because he wasn't trying to get caught.
Wait a minute.
That's what it was.
Because I already knew.
This game is
Everything he
full
was
of
saying was with
innuendos.
both hands covering each
Right.
cheek.
Right.
Let me just make sure.
This game is full of innuendos at this point. I'm not gonna get into it because kids are watching. But anyway, yeah. So like you jump into the gap of the Mario board.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Some people will like put the little question mark boxes. So like when you try to jump out of the gap, it blocks you in. So you're done.
Yo, is that real? I did not know this. So Steve says, don't do no red mushrooms. Way too strong. It's actually the root of Christmas. They grow under pine trees. Caribou can't resist. Hence, flying reindeer. That's hilarious. If that's crazy. That is crazy. The stuff you find out doing the show. That's why I love
That's
the
why
show.
Rudolph nose is red.
All this stuff is in the front. He was
got the red
cold.
mushrooms smeared on.
Yeah.
I can fly now, baby.
He on the ground laying down. Everybody like, what is he doing? But yeah, so no, I think this game prediction wise is going to be. I don't know if I'll say. I think was it Dave said 30, or I don't know if we're on a nickname basis. Dave, so let me know if I'm wrong. But David, I don't know if I'm going to say 34-17, but I will say, I'll give him 35 to. I'll say 21. I'll give him the 21.
Okay. What you got?
You're not going to like this.
Uh-oh.
Trap game.
27-24 Rams.
27-24.
You think the Rams going to win it?
He's been calling trap game for weeks now. He's been saying this for a
There's
while.
something about traveling to the West Coast, and after that, they got to go straight to Detroit.
I bet you I can make you change your mind right now.
Yeah?
I bet you I can.
I don't know. And, hold on, Key. Technically, if we win, does that give us the record for most consecutive wins?
No.
No.
No, the
what's
Lions
record?
got that this
No,
year.
no, for the
Oh,
Bills.
no.
Oh.
What's the
All
record for
time?
the Bills?
I had it. It's like 9 or something like that.
What would this put us at?
This would put us at 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had to win the Lions game, and then we'd be tired for the
I don't know.
We'll just do it for free. Check this out. The last 2 times the Bills played the Rams, it was the first time was in LA.
After the Super Bowl win?
Yes.
I
No.
remember-
No, that one was here. Wait, was it?
No. After the Super Bowl.
That was
the
in
first
LA.
one. That was
Yeah.
the first time.
So
McDermott
both were in
played
LA.
them.
No, because we played them before that when we first got Diggs.
We beat them on that last game, and then we beat
The
them.
Tyler Croft
that
catch.
one, because we played them twice.
Right.
With McDermott twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
One
times.
here, one there?
No, both times in LA.
Both in LA?
Both in LA. Both times we beat that team. The first time we played them was when they still had Jalen Ramsey in his prime.
I remember that.
Steph Diggs got that touchdown catch at the end of the game to set it up for We got the turnover and then the Tyler Kroft touchdown to go ahead, right? So that one was in LA. Then the following season we go there. I think with the following season we go there again. We play them first game of the season, spank them boys, right? So I think this is kind of a comfort zone for the Bills. It's part of the reason why I didn't bring it up when I was talking about my concerns for the game, because I've seen this team travel and do it twice and stick it to that team in their house twice. I don't think the travel is an issue whatsoever. I think if it's going to be a trap game, it's going to be an underestimation of the talent on the team.
Yeah, Lindsay. I think Lindsay's right. She said 2020 was here. I thought it was here. The 2020.
Yeah, I thought one of those games were here.
I know when they won the Super Bowl, we beat them there. And I was like, ooh, we beat the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, and that last second boy was here.
But when we played them, I remember it being dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it would have had to have been here.
But the thing that kind of gives me a little worries is because, to me, and I'll get y'all guys' opinion, but in my opinion, this is the best pass offense team we've played all year.
Best pass offense.
To me, Puka and Cooper Kupp, them boys is bad. And Kyron. Like, when we played them before, Cooper was there, but Puka wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if Kyron was there. Or did they have – I don't remember who the
running back was. Wasn't it Cam Akers?
I think it was Cam
Akers. Yeah, it was Cam Akers. They had Cooper Kupp, and then I think that's when they still had Robert Woods, the first game.
Probably Robert Woods and Van Jefferson.
There you go. Yep.
But, yeah, I'm telling you, Puka, that boy different. He different, man.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that 100%. I think Puka's a different monster in terms of his size, strength, and his ability. I just Lindsay said COVID without fans. 2022 season opener. Yeah, that was here. The Bills killed the Rams.
Smacked them.
And granted, I'll say this: that Rams team was a shell of themselves from the first time we played them. They weren't the same team.
They had to sell off everything.
The Super Bowl.
That's the year we got Vaughn. They had to sell off everything because that was when they won Super Bowl or bust.
Right.
And they were cap hills. So yeah, they were not formidable at all.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, look, can we underestimate this team? I think to some level the players are talking to themselves every day to make sure that doesn't happen, because here the Lions haven't already played a game yesterday. They're going to get a week and a half to prepare for us. You see what I'm saying? So I think to some degree the Bills have to be thinking like, man, how can we get out of this Rams game as fast as possible?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So did you said 27-24?
27-24.
For Rams. Okay. So I'm going to go 35. I'm going to go 35. I just don't think they're going to score that much. I'm going to go 35-14.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll get 2 touchdowns. I think they'll score in the first half again, but second half, I mean, it's the Bills team this year has been like Curry and the Warriors were, or like the 2 years they went to the championship, like they just the second half it was over. Yeah. You get into the third quarter, we going up by 30, it's over. Yeah. You can try catching up in the fourth if you want, but by that time it's over. We just coasted.
If you look at all these games, many a times the teams only put up 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins 10, Jaguars 10, Titans 10, Seahawks 10, like.
But they had a couple of games where Nakua didn't play too, so
yeah.
So I don't know when he didn't play.
49ers 10. Like
they
gonna give you the Buffalo 1 touchdown, 1 field goal package. Other than that, nah, bro, you ain't getting nothing.
You still stand at 27-24?
I am, because
Rich is going.
I can't see them, even though. Don't get me wrong. I would love for this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see them just going in, beating up on the Rams, beating up on the Lions, and then winning out. Like, that's like what, 13 games in a row?
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
At some point, you know what I'm saying,
you would think.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just playing the numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
You would think at some point
they
got to drop one.
Yep.
They got to drop one.
Yep. All right. So score prediction. Steve's got 30-21. I'm assuming Bills. Roy's got Bills 30-24. Rich is. I need to see your face when I say this. Rich has 52-14 Bills.
Hey, it's definitely possible the way the Bills play.
If
If we take you out the game, it's over. Like, that's one thing that I could rest my hat on. When we have that lead, and in the second half,
yeah.
you're not scoring, bro.
I will say this: the Bills will have had to have fought the Rams at some point, like physically fought on the field, because the only team he's put up more than 40 on has been the Jaguars. That's the only team he's allowed us to go above and beyond and to completely destroy this season and any other time. Yeah. Lindsay, Sweat's got 41-21 Bills. Man, Sweat's got 41-21 Bills. Mark said 52-14 would be like 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery. It could happen. Yeah. That's how bad their offensive line is. No lie. That's how bad. At the beginning of the season, they were dealing with injuries on the offensive line. That's why the pass game didn't look so great. I think pretty much everybody is back healthy now, and it still doesn't look great. They can run the ball, but I think that's more due to the scheme of the offense. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're not getting elite play on the offensive line. Neffy's got 27-17, 17-6 by halftime. See, that's what I think we're gonna have. I think we'll have something like that where, we're up big and going into the second half. It's just like y'all already know what it is. It's second half. Just lay down and take it. You know what I mean? Like, don't fight it. Don't fight it.
And I feel like, I could be wrong, I feel like in the second half, Babbage and Brady's like, you saw what I saw? Yup.
Yeah.
Get them. And I feel like the reason we get those turnovers, we force the other team to panic.
Yep.
Like, they're going to do this. And I feel like we waiting for it. Because, honestly, has there been any team where they actually came down as productive in the second half against us? Otherwise, not counting the 2 games that we lost, but the games that we won, has anybody went down in the second half and put up at least more than 1 touchdown?
I was going to say, even the Houston game, I think that fits your rubric too, I believe.
Yeah, because I want to say we were down.
Yeah, they were kicking our.
They only scored 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, they were pushing us in.
The first half, it was 17-3.
Yeah.
They scored 6 points left in the whole game.
Yeah.
So they don't.
Yeah, the only game was a Ravens.
The Chiefs only scored a touchdown in the second half.
They didn't do anything at all. Yeah,
that's crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
Like, we got the second.
Bills are a different monster.
They lock it down.
Yeah, and we got what Dan said, 27-20 Bills. He's being nice.
To bonus legs. 38-17 Bills. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Dan he want to air it out. Dan, how many yards you want to see, Dan? How many yards?
Yeah. Air it out. This is a defense you can do that with. The tricky part about it, though,
the corners are not that good.
The corners are not anything to like. We don't even need to have a conversation about the corners. we don't. But I mean, the part that makes it difficult is you got Lake playing nickel. You got Cameron Curl and Cameron Kinchins, who are both ball hawks. You know what I'm saying? Real ball hawks, Keyshawn. Real ball hawks.
Wait, who'd you say?
Cameron Kinchins and Cameron Curl.
That's Keyshawn guy, right?
Oh, you mean both of the guys I wanted us to have?
Yes.
Both of those. Oh, wow.
Those are real ball hawks.
The one went to draft in the 3rd round.
Yep.
And the guy went for pennies and $1 from free agency.
Yes.
Wow.
Both of those.
I'll be damned. Who would have thunk it? Real ball hawks, you say, right?
Yeah, real ones.
I'll be damned.
Nathan Oliver, welcome to the chat. He says, got more respect for Deion after the McAfee interview. These boys rolling free and easy. I heard a little bit of that one. I gotta go watch the whole thing. I didn't get a chance to see that yet. Bone says Miami scored 14 in the second half. 14 in the second half in the field goal game. I mean, divisional game.
Wasn't it garbage points?
Huh?
Wasn't that garbage points?
No, I don't think
that was the T-Bass game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The 61-yarder.
Okay.
Connor says Dolphins were the only team to really put some points on the board in second half. Yeah, I mean, again, divisional team. The the laws or the normal understandings of what's supposed to happen against a weaker opponent when it comes to divisional games seems to go out of the window. Yeah.
Like, case in point, you saw the Lions in the Packers game.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm like, the Packers ain't got no business being in this game. But sure enough, they won last minute. And they put up 30 on the Lions, bro.
Yeah. Rich says Josh will have his first touchdown game with 450 yards and 15 rushing yards.
Yo, if I see that, I don't care what nobody say. My man getting the MVP, bro. He's getting it. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
If he go for 400, come on, man.
Yeah, because, I mean, realistically, the rushing record looks like it's about to get broken. They play the Panthers. The Eagles play the Panthers this week. Like, yes, bro.
I got Saquon in 2 leagues.
Right, yeah, I do too.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Stays close then.
Huh?
You better hope it stays close because he don't care about the record.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, he don't care about that at all.
Right.
It happened in the Giants game.
Yeah, he's like, nah, let the
like,
young boys eat.
But yo, you could get it. He was like, nah,
Nah.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm just whatever the team wants, I'm good. I'm like, dang it, Saquon.
I know.
Get that record, man. I need the extra points.
That's what you got to leverage. How good is the team versus the player you got on the team?
Yeah. All right. I wanted to read this comment by where is it? All right, so before we get out of here, I want to read this comment by Mark. I really appreciate this. Mark says, "This is the best Bills podcast. Makes me want to grab a beer, chill, and talk football." That's all we want to do.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we do it. That's why we do it like this too. You know what I'm saying? This is what we love doing. We love talking Bills ball. We love, just providing an atmosphere where, people can come in and just have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's what it should be about. So
yeah, I mean, definitely. And had I not to go to work after this, I have one on the show with you. But
but you got to get going.
No, not even that. I mean, I might get drug and alcohol tested at work, so who knows? It's a DOT job. Oh,
did you leap over a defensive player? Or
no, they just pop up.
Did you like backwards hurdle somebody or something like that?
Did you see? I think it was a college game. Somebody did a double. Did you see that?
What?
That.
He jumped over one, like in the air.
A
He jumped
double
over
hurdle?
one dude, and then turned backwards somehow and cleared another guy.
In one play, he did Josh Allen and Barkley.
Oh,
But
in
it
one
wasn't
jump.
It wasn't as clean, but it was still impressive.
But it was one jump.
One
though.
jump. So he he leaped over the dude, and when the dude came in there, he turned.
and cleared another guy.
in midair.
Yeah, and
turned.
cleared a second guy.
He went, whoop, oh.
That's that. See, the first one played the second.
And did he land on his feet or?
Yeah.
Wow.
He got
I
another
gotta
like yard or
look this up.
two.
I gotta look.
I'll
this
try to
up.
find it.
They said, whoever the kid's name is, it says he won up Barkley.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Dang.
So before we get out of here, real quick, if you're devout, male too, close your ears. Women, close your ears. But you know what I want to do?
Uh-oh.
You know what I really want to do?
I don't want to answer this question.
Mom, turn this off. I really want to do a Bluetooth promo now.
A what?
A Bluetooth promo.
A Bluetooth promo.
I want to do a Bluetooth promo. Fam, do you understand how much fun I could have with that? The reads to you when I wrote, but now I can do a Bluetooth. What?
You know how easy it would probably be to get that endorsement?
You know,
Like, because they be trying to put that everywhere.
I don't want the Bluetooth, but I want to do the endorsement. That would be hilarious. I can make that so fun. We have to do it at the end where all the women and children are going to bed. But
Oh, man. All right. I mean,
You got to do it with the 40 key vote.
Rich
I
said
would do it.
pause,
Yes.
bro. Hey, yo, he lost his mind.
watch this. Yo, Rich, no pause. None of that. No pause.
Yo, that remind me of that rapper that got a deep voice like that.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what
he
I'm
talk
talking
real
about?
high. Yeah, I forgot his
Yeah.
name. He be like, yeah, I talk like this because when I change my voice, nobody take me seriously.
He sound just like the dude.
Like, wait, that's supposed to be the other way around. He said,
Yeah, right.
my real voice
Yo,
right here.
real talk. They said Mike did that.
Yeah,
Mike
Jackson.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that wasn't
They
his real
said
voice.
the game was like that.
Who
Ain't
else
him?
had to do that too is Britney Spears.
Really?
Britney Spears don't sing that high like that. She can really sing, but her voice is lower. It's mad low.
She got that southern raspiness or
Yeah.
whatever.
See, you come here, you get a little bit of football, you get a little bit of
Boom.
music, you get a little bit of history, you get a little bit of
Everything. A little bit of razzle dazzle.
Yeah. That's what we do. That's what we do. Tibonius Lex said, "Bro, I'm tired of hearing about Blue Chew now. I know it's literally everywhere you turn.
I know,
Blue
but I'm
Chew,
like,
bro.
yo, I could put life back in this thing. Roy said, "Blue what? Don't worry about it, Roy. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Just think about the name Michelle.
Yeah, Nephew said free Britney. She free now. She out.
She is free.
Yeah,
she
she
bald
got
headed
out.
still?
Huh?
She's still bald headed. She good.
No, I think she growing it back.
She ain't go
now.
Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, she did at one point for sure.
Yeah, I know. Mike said, "Producer, cut the mic." He doesn't have the power. It's okay though. What he said?
He doesn't
Mike
have the
Rich
power to
said,
cut the mic.
cut the mic.
Technically, he can cut all of our mics.
Yeah,
and
he don't want to
the
cut
entire
y'all.
sound
Then the
on
show will be
it.
over. We ain't ready.
I'm watching my boy.
Cancel all y'all boys.
I'll cancel this whole thing right now.
He said, if y'all want to have a show, y'all best do right. That's what he said. Yeah, allegedly. Right. Nephew said allegedly.
But yeah, also before we get out of here, I want to ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Because your son just had a birthday. Mine has a birthday tomorrow. How old were you when you finally decided you're not going to pick the cards based on which one makes your eyes water the most?
Pick the what?
Because I was at Tops last night, folded up.
Oh, the card.
I was like, I picked on. This is it. Okay, all right.
So
Fold it up.
I am known for that. Not necessarily the cries, but when I get a card, I want a card to match our relationship.
Yep.
So like
100%.
if it's my mom, I want it to match. Like some of them sound good, but it's not us.
Right.
So I want the card to be memorable. So my wife give me she's like, you get the card because she'll just grab one, and I'm like, these are good cards. I'm like, yeah, it's good cards. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but for my kids, they don't read them key.
right.
So for them,
Yeah, I don't do that.
I just get whatever. But for
Yeah.
like my sister, my mom, people who actually are going to take time to read it, I make sure I get you a decent card that matches the relationship that we have.
The way I hear you. The way I look at Ken definitely don't read them. The way I look at it is my legacy.
Ooh,
You know, it's
okay.
it's when I'm not here anymore, that card will still be.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
you know, when I look at it, you know, because my mom actually started dating my cards when I was a kid, so 2003, because I wasn't born in 90. No, joking. But you know, going on up every year, I have the year. So when she's no longer, I remember how it was. You know, and
Christina does that. She keeps all the
Yep.
cards. Like
I got all Ken's
I'll
cards.
read them. Like
Yeah.
that's cool, but I get rid of them.
good to know. I won't buy you anything expensive.
I'll read it when I get it though. I just won't hold on to it.
Yeah, you know what? I think of legacy too when I buy cards, but I kind of go the opposite direction. Instead of what Rich is right. He said, "Damn, he old
Wait,
as
watch
hell."
this. Watch this.
What is he putting? Did you send it?
Yes, sent.
Rich got 10 minutes now. You got bounced for 10 minutes, Rich.
Hey, Roy, I don't know. I'm not going to read yours because I don't know how much you want that divulged.
Yeah, that's true too. You don't want everybody to know that. So I'm actually the opposite. I don't want to make them cry. Because you know, most of the time when I see people give cards to, you know, my grandma or my, you know, like it's the heartfelt stuff. I've never really been like a, you know, mushy heartfelt person. Like out in the open. I feel it, but I find other ways to convey that. You know what I'm saying? And for me, if I can make you laugh and every time you remember your relationship with me, it makes you smile.
Yep.
That's what I want the representation to be of the cards that I give is I made you smile. You know what I'm saying? If I can at least leave you with that, I'm fine.
That's
you know?
my brother Keyshawn.
Yeah.
He gets the funniest cards.
Yeah,
bro.
that's-
So
I
you
love
get him
doing
like he sit there, he be like,
right.
But that's how he is.
Yeah.
Though.
he already know.
If you know him, you already know the look at him when anything goes down. You're like,
And my mom be dying, cracking up with them cards, bro. So
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, and I mean the thing is, you know, I'm trying to peel away from that dad and son thing. This is my one. It's not that I'm thinking about him getting older.
Yeah.
It's the fact that when I go home at night, he's gonna be asleep on the couch, and I'm gonna pick him up the same way I did when he was 10 months old. And he don't even open his eye. He know to wrap his legs around my waist as I carry him to bed. You know, and I mean, he's almost the same height as T, but for me, I just scoop him up and I go to the gym. I'm like, yo, I'm going to pick this dude at least 10, 11, 12 years old. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
You know, and if you know him, he's going to be a solid little cat. So I got my work cut out for me in the gym. So I just wanted to say 8 years loading, Kim, man. This is big. You're an inspiration.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
doubt.
you've really changed all of our lives. Everybody that's touched you you've changed our life for the better. I couldn't ask for a better son. I couldn't ask to have been entrusted with the duty of being your dad. So you're my dog, my roadie, my side, man. I love you. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nephew says, can y'all shout out the men trying to wrap presents out here this holiday season?
There's no, I don't do that. That I don't do.
Christina won't let me, bro.
Yeah.
She wants me to. She don't want to, though.
She got that on lock.
Yeah, I'll do it, but it ain't going to be pretty. I'm not even trying to pretend like I'm going to do it right.
So, question for the chat. Because I don't like this. Christina wraps the present so tight, you can't even get a little lab open. And I'm like, yo.
He got a Rubik's Cube. He
I'm like,
if you ain't got no nails, you ain't getting it open.
Why you got it so
He look at
tight?
that
She's like,
fool.
oh, it's a presentation. I'm like, but we can't get to it. So when I wrap,
does she tape the flat, like the fold flat?
yes.
Wow, so
Bro, you can't even get in there. You're like, let me get in the box.
Right.
You can't get in there. So when I rap,
you're not supposed to do that.
that's what I'm saying. When I rap it so you can get right to that thing.
Right.
Just pie out, get in there.
She got no.
And then she get mad, oh, you gotta say the wrapping paper. What?
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
You got to laminate that sucker. She got a whole vacuum wrap seal on the outside of it.
When I rap so you can get the getting is good. Like, I don't want you to have to struggle and fumble with it. I want you to tear that thing open.
Yeah. Nephew said, if you don't wrap them for her, who does? Listen, I'm gonna give every guy in this chat the trick. You go get one of those nice looking bags from Target. You get some of that real thin paper, colored paper, where you put just put it in the bag. You ain't got to wrap nothing. You just wrap you fumble it up inside the little wrapping paper or whatever in there. You throw it in the bag. You put the card in the bag. I do that all the time. That's how I avoid having to wrap anything. It's the best.
This is the last thing I can say. I got to go. But the thing, what I do, Mom know what the score is. When I'm going to work, I put everything in the truck, and after I get off work at night, I drive it over there. And I pick it up the day before Christmas. Yeah. Now, what bit me in the butt was when we had the snow event.
What?
That is not a pause.
Yeah, why? That can't be a pause.
It bit me in the butt. Dogs bite you in the butt. Cats will bite you in the butt. Mosquito bite on your butt.
So let me do my job and make you laugh, right?
Okay,
Nope.
all right, no problem.
But no, what got me, though, was when we had the blizzard. All my stuff was at my mom's house. I couldn't get off my street.
Oh.
So I had to fumble. See, luckily, T had some stuff under the tree for him, but I didn't have anything that I bought. So I was like, I bought him Call of Duty for PlayStation. He's like, yo, this is awesome. He ain't even played like 3 minutes, and he put it down. He was satisfied.
Right. Wow.
So people ask me, what does Ken want for his birthday? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry.
Just give him some PlayStation points.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. People think I'm laying. They're like, no. I'm like, trust me. You don't want your money to go to waste. Just do that.
Yeah. Debonius Lex says, my mom will wrap presents tight too. I used to use a key to cut it open as a kid. Right, that's what you got to do.
Yes.
Yeah, keep a box cutter next to you for all
Exactly.
the presents
All
that
right.
she wrapped.
Wow, thanks. This is from Grant.
I want to get into it. I can't
Right.
get in it.
By the time you get in there, it's over with. The day is over.
Sitting
Christmas,
there
New Year's
punching the
Eve.
box, trying to make a dent in the wrapping paper just to get it open.
Then she's gonna be real good about it and glue it to the box so the wrapping paper is glued on top of it.
I could totally see Christina doing that.
I would do that.
I could totally see her doing
Just
that.
glue it. But you know what you can't glue? Oh, go ahead. What you got?
No. Go ahead. I was about to start wrapping it up.
You know what you can't glue to a box?
What?
Reese's tea.
Yeah,
Can't
that
do
ain't
it.
gonna stick to no box.
Because even though it's refreshing and delicious, it ain't gonna taste good with glue in it. It's got 2 parts of healthiness. What can you expect when there's 4 ingredients? Goodness. I don't drink tea, but I can tell you that's a good drink there. You can get your Reese's tea by the individual or by the case. Why would you do the individual when you get the case? You won't be disappointed. What do I know? See for yourself. Reese's tea. Click the link in the description below, and code DO will let them know that we sent you.
All right, folks. I didn't see OLI in here, which means I got plenty of time to get this close out. What are the 4 ingredients? You gotta buy the bottle to see. No, it's on the website. I promise you, it's on the website. You go to Reese's Tea. I think it's reesetea.com. They also have a Instagram page you can go on, and they have all that stuff on the Instagram page as well. Reese's Tea is RE''S. I used to spell it REA until I found out how to spell it the right way.
That's all right. Because RE just
RE''S.
Nobody would put that until we put that up there.
No, listen. The tea is legit. I promise you, this thing is about to be in some of the biggest stores in the country. They coming up. Just get some now. Just be on the forefront of this wave to be able to say I had it before it was big. That's what you need to do.
You it now.
What is happening?
Get to the chopper.
Why is that a pause?
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
No, all right, we got to get out of here.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm done.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for everybody tuning in today. We had a nice big group here with us, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Listen, if you have not done this already, could you please hit that like button? Please hit that subscribe button. That would be great. Also, could you hit that bell and make that thing
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
so that you can get notifications when we send notifications. Like these next few weeks, we're probably not gonna have Pop with us for Coach D's Corner. A lot of stuff going on with nephew Will Johnson. He's getting ready for the draft, and Damaris has kind of been, with him along that process. So looking forward to seeing the both of them in the green room for the NFL draft in April. That's going to be dope. With that being said, we will do as much as we can as far as film review to be able to answer any questions you guys might have about upcoming games. Feel free to ask us all that stuff. We're here for that. Other than that, listen, this has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host Aramis,
Melly Mac.
40 keys.
and we out this joint. Y'all have a great night.
Deuces beat.